What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here, the host of Money's Crazy Mind and Steel City Renegades. And Redline Radio LLC is proud to partner with Growing Wings Adult Services for the creation of our brand new state of the art production studio. Growing Wings Adult Services has been assisting adults with disabilities in the Northeast Ohio area for the past 5 years. For more information on how Lisa and the team at Growing Wings can assist your family, you can contact Lisa at 234 334 7547 today. Again, that's 234 334 7547. What's going on, everybody? Lee Money here from the Steel City Renegades. And if you need auto parts, there's only one place that I know I go, and that's Detroit Auto Parts. Detroit Auto Parts is the official parts store of Red Line Radio LLC. They have two convenient locations on the east side. You can call 216-531-7373, or on the west side, call 216-398-7373. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off your purchase. So don't forget, if you need any parts for your vehicle today, reach out to Detroit Auto Parts, the official home and auto parts store of Redline Radio LLC.
Contra finnya.
Whose beat is this? This is spectacular. This is awesome. Oh yeah, we go ahead. That is Rozelle Lamar speaking. We have the unknown episode of Kev and Quan. The name may be changing soon. Right now, we have a star-studded cast in the building. It is fucking amazing in here right now. We got your boy Rozelle Lamar right here coming to the interview. I was about to say stage. Damn. We also got in attendance Rich Green up in the building right now, man. This is about to be real beautiful today. And in the background, we have people that I will not mention until the time is right. So, how everybody doing today? Everybody all right?
Good, man. I'm feeling real good, man.
Yeah, for sure, man. It's, what is it, Memorial Day weekend and shit? Yeah, for sure. Ooh, I like how you toned that out, because I was about to say that.
First of all, I want to speak on all the success and unity and black excellence in this room right now. I just look across this room and I see so many individuals that I am proud of and proud to know. So I'm like, I know these people. These people know me. These people put me on shows and put some money in my pocket. And I'm like, I'm super appreciative and nervous at the same time. But man, Rich, man, let's start with you, man.
What's going on, y'all? How y'all doing?
You've been doing comedy for over 20 years, right?
Yeah, in and out. Yep.
In and out. Now, what motivates you? Because this is what you do a lot. What motivates you to put young comedians in front of superstars? Like this, what you like? I'm gonna put these young guys starting off. So I see got some potential, and I'm gonna put them in front of people on tour with Cat Williams and things that. Like, what make you do that, man? What make you get up in the morning and say, I'm about to put on Cleveland in front of these superstars? What make you want to do that, Rich?
That's a good question. A lot of times you hear people say they want to put their city on it, they want to get on. It's not always just about you. You know, you're only as good as your team. And I look at all the comedians in Cleveland as my team. And if my team not eating, then what am I really doing right? And I have to say that I got a mentor in the game. His name's John King. He happened to be very close to us right now. So, he has this thing now. He got back in comedy, so he can bring people up. So as I'm coming up, because he's accomplished everything that I'm trying to do. So once I get to wherever I'm going, somebody got to be next. I can't be the only funny guy in Cleveland. I'm not shy about putting people on stage. If you want that opportunity, I'll give you the opportunity.
Right.
You know, sometimes people want to skip steps, but it is a progression. If I'm not putting you somewhere, it's not because I'm hating on you. I get that sometimes too. People like, Rich ain't do this. For one, I'm not obligated.
Right.
Okay. I'm not obligated because I've done stuff. It's funny. The people I've done the most for are the ones that complain the most, and it's kind of strange when you get that, but that's not going to stop me from doing it. You know, but to answer your question once again, each one teach one. I ain't the only game in town. There's some talented. It's a lot of talent at this table.
And I want to personally thank you, man, on air in front of everybody, man, for the opportunities you bestowed upon me, because that's deep. Like, people put you on some shows, but how many people in the city of Cleveland is putting you on shows with people you can see on TV that you can Google, like you right on up to these people you don't watch on Comic View coming up, and you can touch these people. You can get a picture with these people. You can get their number. They can follow you on social media. They can, you feel me? Now they got eyes on you. Like, that's like, you feel me? One of the most dopest opportunities ever, man. I just want to give your flowers right now, man, on Kevin Quan, to let you know, man, we appreciate that, because ain't nobody doing that. And that's the most solid thing you can do, if you ask me.
I appreciate that. I appreciate y'all.
I can put you in front of whoopity woo. I can put you in front of, you feel me, Corey Miller, like, just anybody like you feel me? I can put you in front of Kenny Howe. I can put you in front of all these people you see on TV that you never thought you would ever get close to. And now you doing comedy and you not there paying to see them. You on the same show as them. You opening up for these people. And that's like, you from, you help people live out their dreams, because I never thought I'd be damn near in the same room with these people, that performing on the same stage with these people. Like, that's real dope. That's an accomplishment to me.
That's humbling. Thank you. I appreciate that. That was very humbling.
I don't know. Damn, man, that was real deep right there. But I just feel like we started off backwards. We didn't even let them introduce themselves or say nothing or nothing.
You introduced them.
I know, but they might have wanted to say something about themselves. You just jumped into it. I'm not saying you did that wrong. Don't do me like that, man. Hey, so Razel, man, you know what I'm saying? Tell us a little bit about yourself, man. How long you been doing comedy, man?
I'm going on about 2.5 years now, man.
So that's what's up.
2.5 years. I started out, man, just basically, I was a driver, man. I used to deliver seafood, man. And I came up with a joke while I was in the truck on my way to a delivery. And I made up a joke. And when I got to the restaurant, I just shot it at the chef. I'm like, hey, man, check this out. And I said the joke to him. He laughed. And then I went to the next delivery and I did the same joke. Like, hey, man, check this out. You know, I talked to the chefs and the cooks and the dishwashers, you know, and I just shoot it at them. They seen me every day or whenever I would come, so they knew me. And I just shoot the joke. And I did that about 8 times that day, and everybody laughed.
That's some confidence for real.
Yeah, so I'm in my truck, and I'm like, hey, I might have something here, you know? So I went home, and I started writing more jokes, man.
Yeah, that's how a lot of people start off. You get random laughs, and then you feel like you can do it. That confidence be the first step for real.
It got to the point that when I would arrive to make the deliveries, that they would hit me up first. Hey, man, you got a joke for us? So I said, oh, shit, yeah, they feeling this. So
that's what's up.
Razel, what I really respect about you is your entrepreneurship early in the game.
We ain't got claps and applause and shit in the background today. Rich Green,
you ain't hear? I just heard him. I just heard him, Kev.
Yeah. My mic ain't working.
Calm down, Kev.
I heard that. I just heard that. The laugh. No, I'm just saying we gotta laugh ourselves and shit. God damn.
Just go with the flow, Kev. Are you like the blunt, Kev?
Yeah, all right, man.
Like the blunt. Anyway, Razel, man, what I respect about you, man, is your entrepreneurship. I don't even know that's a word, but I just made it up right here. Okay, the Quan. Entrepreneurship. I mean, like you had your name. I know it had to feel be good on the front stage, man. You got your name up there in the Raptors, man. Like, that's one of my goals. Have my name up there on a big thing, whatever you call it, the lights, the Raptors. You know, I know what I'm talking about. His name was up there.
The marquee.
The marquee. Yeah, you had it. Yeah, I can't wait to see Mark Quan on that marquee.
Yeah.
Like, you feel me? Then I think you feel me. Then you went to another room and you be just throwing show lights. I'm like, ever since you stepped in the game, you looked at it from like on the business entrepreneur. You new in the game, but you still putting on people on when you first step foot in it. I think you was like 6 months in already throwing your own shows.
Yeah, About 6 months.
And I did one show before, you know what I'm saying? And the show was put together nice, like all the ins and outs, but my material, like I bombed, you know what I'm saying? So I got a lot of people there, but then I fucking bombed. Like I never did it again. Like not to say I wouldn't do it again, but it does take a lot of, ain't that a bitch? It does take a lot of focus and dedication for real. Like it's a different kind of, that's a different kind of monster for real, doing your own shows and shit, the organization and everything.
Yeah.
Like then you gotta hope everybody show up and like you cause you know me and Ebony been like I've been doing most of the leg work, but you know Ebony put the playthrough. We've been throwing shows, you feel me? I don't know, I done lost count. I ain't trying to sound crazy about it, but maybe 4, 5 in the last 6 weeks.
Yeah.
You feel me? And that's not easy, man. You got to make sure you keep in contact with comedians. You got to get the tickets. You got to get the flyers. You got to promote it every day. You got to make like it's just not as easy as it look.
Yeah. And then people take for granted, I think, that we still got to live everyday life. Like on top of promoting all these shows, some shows they want us to sell tickets and all that. Like we still got to live a regular day life.
Right. Yeah.
Speaking of these regular day lives, are y'all two married? Are you married right now, Raziel?
Man, I'm single and I'm motherfucking.
I'm single and mingle. Shit, yeah.
You know I'm married. You met my wife.
Yeah, for sure. Yeah. I still got
I didn't meet the missus. Hold up, I feel left. I didn't meet the missus.
Nobody likes you.
Yeah.
Then why are they here?
Facts.
Why are they here?
You.
How many people did you bring to Kevin Quan?
Oh, damn.
No, you want to go there? Let's go there.
Oh,
Buddy.
talk about that on air.
You be trying to throw little shots, man, on the low key, man.
Damn, man.
I want to know.
And I will not
boxing
stand
gloves
for
at.
it today. I will not.
You're right. I ain't never brought nobody to the show.
Until you do right by me, everything you do, you fail. Until you do right by me.
Oh man.
Yeah, man. Aggravating, man. Yeah. So, man, Rich, being that you married, you know what I'm saying, and you could give us the marriage perspective, what do you feel like is one of the most important things? You know what I'm saying? I know support is something, but like, what would be the most important thing like your significant other can do for you, like on your comedy journey?
You know, that's a great question. I would say be supportive. I do my best not to inundate people in my family with my material. Sometimes I do. You know, I'll send a text. I'll probably bother John King the most or Rob Coleman. If I got an idea, I'll do it, or I'll turn my phone on. That's what you'll see sometimes when you go to my page. Mm-hmm. That's just the beginning of a full thought. So like I'll give little tidbits, and that's what I release on my social media. So it'll be a joke I'll try, then I know by the hits. If I get 3,000 hits.
I love that shit. When I seen you doing it, I think I told you, I'm like, man, I love what you're doing right here, man. I got to doing that, and we should get together like times that we can and bounce ideas off each other. Because I was doing that like with different like Facebook posts, like because a lot of times, like you know, us as comedians, we would just say some bullshit on Facebook or something like that, and then we have like a number of people laughing at it, like little quote. Them could be our one-liners, you know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like it's a whole bunch of stuff that we can use and shit. But Raziel, what do you think? Like, I know you single and shit. Like, since I don't know if you looking for something, anything like that. But if you was looking for somebody, what you think? What do you think that they can bring to like your comedy? Like, you know what I'm saying? How could they add to what you're doing?
It would have to be somebody that's business orientated. Mm-hmm. You know what I mean? Probably some professional on a professional level. You know what I mean? Some kind of entrepreneurial thing. You know what I mean? And maybe hopefully they would be able to bring something in the scale of making some money. Yeah, for sure. Making some kind of profit.
He said, I'm about that buddy, because the buddy first. That's why I said get your hustle from. He said get your looks, support. He said, hopefully she be about some money. She can bring the money in. She got a good business mind, can follow directions and tasks.
How much do looks matter, man? Looks matter to you?
No, look at me, nigga.
You gotta start talking about yourself like that. You know what? When I think about that with the looks, man,
it matters. You can't be built like the Clarence Peanut Man or nothing like that. I mean, you feel bad a little bit. You gotta use a little feel. Face gotta be so cute, you know. Okay, you feel.
Man, for one, it's somebody out there for everybody, and for two, it's a lot of them out there. You know what I'm saying?
Hey, I've been feeling arrogant lately. Like Kanye said, that one song, it's 1,000 views. There's only one of me, bitch.
It's a numbers game, man. You gotta play the numbers game right now.
Yeah, man.
So,
what song was that? Who anybody remember that? Kanye, what song was that? I'm trying to figure out what song that is. He said it's 1,000 users only what it be.
no.
We'll talk about it later.
Yeah. God damn it, Mark Quan.
What y'all out from the OG's perspective? What y'all feel about the Young Thug and the Gunna YSL indictment? Like they trying to say they're a gang when we see obviously these are productive professional rappers who made $1 million legit money, but they trying to say their label is a gang.
Well, I mean, from what I just learned or listened to, you take it with a grain of salt because they not on trial yet. So this all hearsay, you know. So I don't want to dig too deep, but this is going back to 2015. So 2015, there was this rival gang leader that was killed. It was a car in the drive-by that was rented by Young Thug. It was a Q50 Infinity. And then he made a call to somebody that was in jail and like, hey, sometimes the trash got to get taken out. And I'm just, I'm misquoting, don't take this for the gospel. So they're trying to put that murder onto him and then saying they have this evidence. Now, I don't know if they tapped the phone. I don't know if they overheard it. I don't know if it was an informant inside the jail. But truth be told, a lot of times I feel bad for rappers because they have larger entourages and they got all the eyes on them. And law enforcement is trying to get them all.
Right.
So don't think that they're trying to say, okay, we could use your lyrics against you. It's a bigger thing at play. What they want to do is change the statute of limitations. See, they want to go back. They want to get Nas. They want to get Jay. They want to get these people who are multi-millionaires, billionaires on stuff that they said on record. Right. See, it's not. It looks like they're doing that right now, right? Just right now.
That's
but the bigger play is for them.
Right there.
Yeah, man. The whole goal is to bring you back down to earth. That's all.
Jay-Z had his hands in the court shit with them using lyrics in New York or something like that. It was something that I don't remember how the article went. But
Jay-Z, Meek Mill, and Robert Kraft, the owner of the New England Patriots, helped change the ways that they do bail laws now. Because some people were in jail just because they were poor,
right?
And that's not right. What was the young man? Khalif. I can't think of his
Khalif something.
Browder or something like that. Yeah. He got accused of stealing the backpack with an Apple computer in there, right? So they put him in Rikers Island. And he just didn't have the money to bond out. Now they found out he was innocent. The guy moved to Puerto Rico. They left him in there for 3 years. And when he got out, he wasn't right. He won a settlement, but then he got jumped by people in his neighborhood because they thought he had money and they wanted him to give money. And he ended up hanging himself out his second-story window. So it's a whole bunch of Khalif routers that we just don't hear about. But what they trying to do, see, Jay-Z had this one song. He said, I never change. That's the song. That's the song.
I never changed.
Yeah, he said,
just Jay all day.
I lost 92 bricks. I had to fall back from the 1st to the 15th, made it all back. If I'm not a hustler, what do you call that? So they want to get him for these admissions, but it's a slow roll. It's just like what they did for Michael Jackson. He owned half of Sony's catalog. They had to change California law. That's why they trumped up charges on him for a second child so they can get that stuff away from him. Right. All this stuff is just planned. But the reason why I feel bad for him, leave the street stuff alone. Leave it alone. Hey, your friends just got to learn. Like Allen Iverson had to send all his homeboys down and say, hey,
and YFN Lucci Gunner were millionaires. We talking about we getting paid $75 for a comedy show. They getting $75,000 3 times a week for a show.
But when you portray yourself as a gangster, it's hard to, get away from that.
Plies portrays himself as a gangster. You never seen him in trouble because he knows it's an act. He up there talking all this, I'm a real hitter, all that. It's an act. You gotta know to turn it off. I don't care. Now Roselle, you can speak on this more because you have a gang program and you have some trials and tribulations you might have went through in your previous life before you started doing comedy and turned your life around. So speak on it from your perspective, from the person who's been through this type of situation, who's in the community trying to steer kids to the right way. Can you talk about like the mindset of somebody that still want to make millions of dollars but still be in the streets though?
Tell us about the program too.
Okay. Well, actually, I'm not even a part of the program no more, man. I ended up being so busy. with different things that I've been got going on.
But you was there though. You still get right.
Still,
it's on your resume.
I'm not an active participant,
right?
And I ain't gonna sit up here and cat and be like, yeah, man, I'm not doing it right now. I still got love for the brothers that's doing it, and I'm in the group text, so when something go down, I still know what's going on. You know what I mean? But I just don't have the time right now to really partake in the activities the way that I would like to. So when I get the time, I'm gonna step back up to it. But speaking on what you was just saying, man, I think that it's hard when you're an artist, you want to have your ability to be able to speak uncandidly. You know what I mean? We are protected, at least supposed to be protected by the Fifth Amendment to speak, you know, freedom of speech. And then they're trying to lock it down with the censorship. So it's going to be a hard fight, man, because as an artist and the Fifth Amendment, I can say what I want to on the record. I also was a rapper. So, you know what I mean? We look at it from a professional level. You know what I mean? They want records that's going to sell. Back when I came up, man, they was looking for individual artists to sound different. Now they come and get an artist. They say, we want you to sound like him.
Yeah,
because we know he making money. We know his records go sell. That other shit you got, we don't know about that. So they really try to box the rappers in a box, you know what I mean, to try to stop them from being individuals, you know what I mean, and being creative. We want this. We don't like that. You talking something conscious about stopping violence? Oh, no, we don't want to hear that. We need to talk about bitches, twerking, guns, because that's what they know sell.
Yeah,
Speaking of, I just thought I had a quick, my bad. I had a quick thought on that. Have y'all seen a viral video of the young brothers from the 30th neighborhood? Looked like they was at. They had guns. Somehow, I'm ready to catch me a body. I'm itching for a robbery. And it was about 20 young individuals, all with 30s and Glock. It's real viral on Facebook in Cleveland right now. And it's like I raised up down there, and it's like, dang, yo, that's really like when Tupac said, "Ain't no hope for the future." He went on, like, look at him now, like he literally said, "I'm trying to catch me a robbery. I'm trying to catch me a body."
Those
and
were
like
individuals. Those were niggas.
Whatever, man. They need Rich Green and Rose Lamar in their life. If they had either one of you in their life, they would not be talking about catching bodies and robberies right now.
But you know, you got to look at who these children are looking up to. You know,
that's what I'm saying. They was looking up to y'all.
Hey, we got to take ownership of that. My generation got to take ownership of that, because all that negative music came out with my wave of rap. That was my generation. I'm Snoop Dogg. I'm NWA. I'm at the beginning of the gangster rap. The thing is, we did have balance, because you can listen to NWA and then sit down and listen to X-Clan, then listen to KRS-One, then maybe some Poor Righteous Teachers, then go right back in and listen to some Scarface and Ghetto Boys. The thing is, for people who complain there ain't no conscious rap, y'all ain't listening.
Sure.
Y'all not paying for it. Y'all listen to the radio. Of course, radio is feeding you BS. Start paying for your music. Pay for your music, and you don't have to listen to that bull. I don't even like listening to radio. I listen to the radios to listen to 93. I ain't listening to 107.9. It's not me dissing anybody, because I could tell what they're saying even when they're beeping it out. If I could tell, the kids could tell.
Sure.
Stop playing this. It got to be. We used to have late night, like we had for lovers only, and then on the weekends we had club style. Then you could hear the more rough stuff, but they playing it at 7 a.m. in the morning when you taking your kids to school. Yeah. You're sitting there,
right.
you're putting those things in.
But at the same time, it go down to the foundation for real, because at 7 in the morning, you taking your kids to school. If that's what they playing, y'all shouldn't be listening to that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
well, you got to be a parent.
Yeah, exactly. You got to be a parent.
Then you be seeing, like, you right, started a foundation. And I saw a video, like a little girl, like, dancing to their mom, hyping them up. Like, that's what you trying to, she listens to this, and you trying to raise her to, like, yeah, girl, this is a song, and hyping, like, no.
A lot of
that
people
goes with your parenting. Like, that's not the move.
A lot of people try to just think it's cool, try to get some sort of publicity.
Yeah, you trying to go viral, but the whole time you raising the hoochie rap.
Yeah,
like, no.
Yeah, that ain't cool. They should, you know what I'm saying, try to get them to do more things productive, you know what I'm saying, start different programs. With that being said, Red Lion Pro Wrestling, stay tuned. News coming in January 2022.
That's what's up. Hey, but I will say this. You take a break? I will say this, though. They're going to promote. They control, when I say they, I just mean the powers that be, control the algorithms. So a lot of times you're going to get more of that negative stuff that pop up than you are the positive. There's a lot of positive stuff out there. If you're getting a bunch of negative, like, matter of fact, I was thinking about doing a purge. I was looking at everybody's post that I know, And I was really just thinking about just deleting certain friends. I see you and I love you, but you too negative.
Just did
You
that.
too negative. If I go down your thing, it's negative. Oh, N-words can't do this. N-words can't do that. We can't do that. And you pointing out every bad thing in the hood. But what are you doing to change it?
I just did that.
Oh,
The negativity and it's just like the chaos. Like if I'm scrolling down and every single time I go down your page, it's always violence and people getting shot and everything. I don't need to see this. You know what I'm saying? Like I don't need this going throughout my day. You know, I want to see something that's gonna help me learn or help me be a better person, or help me progress in life. Like, you know, if you have the chance to, you know what I'm saying, you got the filter what you look at. Like, why look at this shit?
Well, look at it.
You know what I'm saying? And you got the opportunity to look at something
Well,
else.
but see, those are people who talk the loudest. If you sit there and you start unfriending them, next thing you know, you're gonna have negative posts about you, and then people are pointing, "Hey, man, somebody dragging your name through the mud," and it's like, what?
And see, that's why I try to analyze everything before I say something for real, man. Because I have a lot. Being that, you know, we people, like, we have our own, like I said, everybody got their own life. So, you know what I'm saying, I might be going through something in my own life that might be pissing me off. And then something happened at a comedy show or something, and then it might make me second guess somebody or something. But a lot of times, you know, I have to calm down. I don't say shit, you know what I'm saying? A lot of times I just, you know, sit back and just watch, you know what I'm saying? But sometimes it's easier that way to really gauge who being genuine and who not.
I think I'm big on energy, and I think I'm a proven factor of that, because Facebook memories.
Yeah.
I go back and look at what I was saying 10 years ago or 8 years ago. It's like, who the fuck was this nigga? He was tweaking, and I'm glad I'm not. You feel me on that? So like, I wasn't really doing shit or had no positive goals to reach for. And people, like you saying, who be on there talking about negative, like, if you always in a bad mood and you always mad at your family, maybe it's not your family. Like, I be deleting them type of people. They be like, don't nobody mess with me, and I don't mess with nobody. And like, because you probably not a person nobody wants to mess with.
But at the same time, families have to stop doing that. I don't mess with this person in my family. I ain't gonna talk to my mother or my auntie.
Right.
Like, we are, when these are your family members, like, sometimes you have to let things go. Like, you breaking bonds, you know what I'm saying? I remember grandma's house, like, not what it used to be. I remember, like, my grandmother had 6 kids. When the door used to open, nobody knew who was coming in the door, because all her 6 kids and all the grandkids had a key to grandma's house. So like, it was like a real wholesome thing. Like, you know, we need to, like, really pay attention to our elderly and really do the family thing. Like, with that being said, Growing Wings Adult Services is the official sponsor of the state-of-the-art Stadio 2 that we have at Redline Radio. Growing Wings Adult Services has 5 years of experience taking care of adults with disabilities. For more information, call Lisa at 234-334-7547. We're gonna mix.
I like your radio voice.
You know what I'm saying?
That is like impressive. And y'all know, if y'all need any like professional text messages, like to fire somebody or anything, hit up Kev, man. We had a do away with our previous other coast. And what he sent, I thought he copied and pasted that shit from AT&T or something. Like, it was just so professional and structured and worded right. I was like, this guy's. Did he get it the source of the source?
Well, Quan, I've seen you before, man. I did not know you were this witty and this quick on your feet. For real. The way you just snapping this morning, and y'all play very well off each other. I'm over here like, this should be filmed. This should be filmed and like,
I think it is.
It's like Pinky in the brain, because he's slow.
Video and audio, I believe.
Everything just mix and mesh. It's like, you know what I'm saying?
well, I want to go back to grandma's house.
Hold on, he's talking shit. What did he say?
Huh?
See, I was.
I just saying, no, what you want to know, since we're talking about grandmothers and parents and things, you know, Father's Day is coming up. Incredible Keepsakes, call 440-242-9648 or go to their website, www.incrediblekeepsakes.com. Ask Diane, who would say cherished moments are made to last forever? Oh,
You read that one a little slow, but I like the voice.
That's
I
how,
like the voice.
ask Diane, who would say cherished moments are made to last.
You turn on your
that's how it's said. It
Copernicus.
threw me off because I didn't know.
Copernicus voice when you do that.
Like, well, you read my motherfucker, mixed easy, and you got me doing it.
All right, I'm gonna get the next one. And watch how I sound like Dan Rathers.
I don't know who that is.
Rich, tell them who Dan Rathers is.
Yeah, Dan Rathers. Hey, he is a legendary. He's like Walter Cronkite. He was just after Walter. So look, you still looking at me like I don't know what you're talking about.
I don't know who Walter
Brian
Creed is.
Brian Gumble.
I know who Brian Gumble is.
Okay, there you go. Yeah.
All right, now we getting somewhere. All right, yeah, you got you. So with that being said, since we talking about this, we gonna go. Rozelle, if you had to do top 5 dead or alive, man, who your top 5 comedians, man, that you had to say you watched and paid attention to?
Top 5 dead or alive, man. I'm gonna go with Eddie Murphy. I'm gonna go with Richard Pryor. This might be a little off to y'all, but I'm gonna go with Rodney Dangerfield, man.
Rodney, that's the white boy, right?
Yeah, man. I
don't know
really
too much about him, but I heard the
I don't
name.
know too much about him.
I grew up on the movies too, man. I gets no respect. You know, y'all remember you say that?
Is it the fat dude?
No respect.
Is it the fat dude that be talking kind of like Italian, talking all shit? Hey, no, that shit.
That's him.
I think
Now,
I'm
you
talking
talking
about.
about Andrew Dice Clay, maybe with
No.
the leather jacket.
No,
Then it's
he
Rodney
older,
Dangerfield.
like he other like
dead
Italian
now.
dude who always wear like the blazers and shit.
Yeah, he did.
I think I know what you're talking about. I think I know what you're talking about.
Yeah. So I say him. That'd be 3. Kevin Hart.
Got to give it to Kevin Hart. I don't mean to cut you off, but he definitely. I don't know how long he really been doing it. He hasn't really like been doing it as long as like other people that you can say like
Kevin been doing it since the late '90s, right, Rich?
But at the same, but that's not really that long. Even I mean, I'm just saying like it's the greats. We
30
talking like
years?
top, but like that's the. I mean, we talking the top, the greats. But
Compared
at the
to
same,
ones I said, he
everything he's done though. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, when you put that's what I'm saying. But everything he's done, you can't discredit that. The movies, like you know what I'm saying.
Yeah, you can't
effort,
discredit it.
you know.
I don't know if he I don't know. I don't want to get too deep. Kev, you can't discredit his track record. You can't just discredit his track record
Or his talent.
Next, I'm
Them numbers.
Probably, I'm gonna have to. This is a hard one, man. Because it's a lot of ways I can go with that, man. It would have to be either like Jamie Foxx or Dave Chappelle.
Look at that.
One of those guys.
Hey, Jamie Foxx funny as fuck.
Yeah, man. I like both.
He underrated.
And then not just
because
when I say my 5, I'm not thinking about just the stand up. You know what I mean? I'm thinking about other stuff that they do too.
Because you always on that business.
Yeah, producing,
business.
They do hosting, they doing movies.
So keep it real. You put Kevin Hart in there because of the business.
Though.
Business for Kevin
I knew
Hart.
because Kevin Hart is a talent. Yes, he's funny, but I wouldn't put him in like my all-time funniest people. He's the most successful. You can't.
But
he can make if it make dollars, it makes sense.
But at the same time,
I want to put him at the the funniest person ever.
But at the same time, he's packed a football stadium.
I said I give him his respect.
No, yeah, but you got to give because you know how hard it is to do 30, 45-minute sets. He got people that pay attention to him for an hour and a half.
He got writers too that write it.
That's true.
That stuff though.
That's true.
I just watched something
but
about
he put it all together though.
Cat Williams. I don't think Cat Williams got no writer. I think Cat Williams do pretty much the same thing.
2-hour set, man.
That's amazing.
2-hour set.
That's amazing.
Wow.
Rich, yeah, that's Rich. What about your 5 though?
Well, Bill Cosby's done 3-hour sets. Richard Pryor had writers,
He also
Paul Mooney.
I heard he banged a woman unconscious for 3 hours too.
First of all,
that's what I heard.
First of all, we will not.
I heard she was unconscious for 3 hours.
We will
and he was
not.
banging her lifeless body.
We will
just banging it.
We will not.
That's what I heard. I'm not saying
that's
what I heard.
These allegations against that great black man right here on this show.
What
right
I
here.
heard.
We can talk about that off the air. You right? I heard it too.
I didn't say
we shall not discuss. If it's R. Kelly pissing on somebody, we could talk about that. That deserves to be talked about. That. Bill Cosby, we ain't
both wrong.
No. We ain't
Well, I
gonna
ain't
talk
touching
about
that.
Bill like
I
that.
ain't touching that because that's such a hot button.
We don't know what he did.
Right, he grew. My bad. You probably opened up for Bill Cosby. My bad.
That's hilarious. I wish. I'm getting some. Okay, I'm good. My top. See, this remind me like when people do like top 5 with rap. Then you want to throw Biggie and Pac in there. See, the thing is, you chasing ghosts. There, it makes it kind of unfair. So let's just suffice it to say, you're gonna say Richard Pryor. Richard Pryor, like my man Marvin Hunter just said. He said, my top 5. Let me just give it to you real quick, and then I'm gonna go into this. Richard Pryor, Eddie Murphy, George Carlin, Dave Chappelle, And that fifth spot is a hard one because I grew up with a lot of great ones. Martin Lawrence don't get the recognition he deserved. Tommy Davidson don't get the recognition he deserves because he got all the tools.
So many.
So it's really, really difficult. But for my taste, it's Chris Rock. Only because of what he meant to me. And I saw the progression of Chris Rock. And matter of fact, who got Chris Rock better was Martin Lawrence. One time Martin Lawrence opened for Chris Rock, did 45 minutes. You ain't supposed to do that as an opener. He killed it. He was like, oh, you go out there now. Chris Rock ain't get no laughs.
Oh, man.
That's when he got better. That's when you saw Bigger and Blacker. And then it was classic. So, but if I'm saying, if I'm being real, if Richard Pryor is the heartbeat, because Richard Pryor is the heartbeat of comedy, especially for Black people. I think for all people, Richard Pryor transcended race. Yeah. Then George Carlin is the brain. Because George Carlin would make you think, and he ain't mind telling you the truth. He's more relevant now than when he was alive. People are playing his stuff, and he hitting everything on it. Paul Mooney's like that. Yeah. You know what I mean?
That's what you made me think about when you said.
Yeah, well, Paul Mooney used to write for Richard Pryor, so that's why you heard some of that. So then you got to look at Bill Cosby, even though he's still alive. Bill Cosby would be the body. So you got Carlin as the brain, you got Richard as the heart, and then you got Bill Cosby as the body. Because you can't take Bill Cosby, the greatest storyteller that ever lived. You can't. There's nobody better than Bill Cosby. Bill Cosby could sit in that chair and talk to you for 3 hours, and you'd be like this. Dave Chappelle attempts it sometimes, and he's done well with it. And you saw when he did the one in San Francisco, he was okay with it. But to sit in that chair for 3 hours and have people rolling at 80 years old, come on,
ridiculous.
Ain't nobody touching. Ain't nobody touching. So I said it like that. I'm done.
Hey, man, your answers, it just come from experience, but your answers be so philosophical. Like you put in the brain, the arm, the heart. Okay, Cat Williams, the kidney. Okay.
He the pinky toe.
That's what he said. He the pinky toe flat out.
But call Cat Williams the pinky toe.
No, but see, Cat Williams, he grew as an individual. See, Cat used to get up there and it was N-word. When we called the first lady a nigga.
Sound like me. That's why I like
a lot of people got on him for that. You don't call the first lady the N-word. You don't do that. That's a sister. You're like, oh, that nigga smell like cocoa butter. No, that's not funny. Right. See, somebody talked to him, but let me tell you why Cat Williams is bigger than a lot of other comics. He listened. Cat Williams listened. And he came back and then he did that one in Jacksonville. That was one of the best stand-ups I ever seen. The one in Jacksonville,
the new one, World War III.
America.
America. Yeah, the Great America or some shit like that.
Yeah, the Great America. Man, that go up there with Delirious. I mean, that's a top. You cannot touch that. From beginning to end, you can't touch that. So, and Cat from Ohio, so I'm gonna give him extra props. He's from Cincinnati, Ohio.
Cincinnati,
yeah. I just like so much with Cat. Cat reminds me, I don't know if I remind myself of Cat. Cat reminds me of me, and I'm just like so inspired with him. And I remember always just like being infatuated watching the stand-up before I even thought about doing comedy. And I just be so like locked in on stand-up, not knowing that I'll be doing stand-up one day. But it's like I think I got a lot of my mannerisms, and I'm very like motivated and like by Cat Williams, like with what you say with the voice, and like maybe I'll be using profanity a little bit too much. I think I get that from me. And I think I also get that from like being inspired by Cat Williams.
But look at the growth in this one here. A lot of people said it's not that funny. See, this what happened with your man Kevin Hart. When you do them stadiums, you do them open air things, it doesn't capture the feeling. Comedy is a feeling. That's why when I go on the stage and the seats are 20 feet away, it's gonna be a bad show.
Right.
Because it's a transference of energy. Number one rule: put them chairs up closer. But see, we get in our ego. We want to show people what we're doing. So we take that show. Marlon Wayans did the same thing. He did one in New York. It was open air, and it seemed like people wouldn't laugh. And there's probably people cracking up there. But as a viewer, it makes you not laugh because it's contagious. So if I was ever do a special, it's going to be in a very intimate setting. It's going to be very tight, very intimate, an amphitheater with a sound bounce off, and everybody feeling.
Facts. Your laugh makes people laugh. When people be on the stage and shit at the comedy shows and shit, and somebody crack a joke, and then your big ass be like, motherfucker, that make everybody in that bitch get to laugh. It make the whole joke funnier. Like,
I'm gonna say that's a compliment.
yeah, like, and Jen too. Yeah, no, yeah, this is definitely a compliment. Yeah, no, for real, Jen do that shit. Yeah,
it's just I'm just naturally loud. Like I remember one time, Rich put me on the show. He tried to adjust the mic in the middle. He's like, "Oh, here he come. He's coming in hot." Maybe turned it. I'm like, "What's going on with the mic?" Like, I'm trying to turn it down. I'm like, "No, you coming in hot." But actually, though, I appreciate your advice on that because when I do, like, I feel like I'm doing a show, like I'm really like want to do my best. I feel like I've been listening to everything because comedy is all a learning. What's up with it, Mr. Huff? I don't know what to say, Mr. Huff or John Other. I don't know.
Mr. King.
You could still be loud, Quan. Just pull the mic back.
Yeah, that's what I'm about to go say.
Because
that's the same.
If you keep it too close, it's going to blur and people ain't going to be able to hear you. So
right.
You can still keep your energy, but just pull it back.
Right.
Yeah.
That's John King, y'all here in the back.
And Tim walks in with a whole chicken in the bag.
John
King. The real John King.
The real John
King. Akron, Ohio's own.
Why you got to shout out my man's bag of chicken?
No, he walked in here with a whole rotisserie chicken. I don't know what's going on.
Since we talking about
you know
these.
What's going on.
No, right.
Rotisserie chicken.
Since we're talking about these places, and you know, since we in this city of Cleveland right now, where Rozelle, where would you say, you know what I'm saying, and you doing your thing, your podcast, and you got an open mic too that night?
Open mic too.
Oh,
yeah.
well, where is that at? What night is that?
That's every Friday night, man. We at 4629 West 130th in Bel Air, the Meet and Greet Bar and Grill. I got the podcast at 8 and open mic comedy at 9.
Oh, I like that.
I got to come out there because I think I was busy Friday and I couldn't make it, but I'm definitely gonna come up there and support you, man.
Yeah, man. I want all y'all to come on out,
For
man.
sure.
We be turning up, man.
That's Cleveland, man. Other than your bona fide official podcast and you know what I'm saying, open mic, where would you say would be one of the best places to do open mic comedy in Cleveland? Not just Cleveland, you know what I'm saying, places that you've been to in Ohio, period, for the open mic.
Man,
I ain't talking and everything going into this right now, you know what I'm saying? I ain't talking about one of them open mics where you go in and it be the same comedians that, and no disrespect to these establishments, you know what I'm saying? Where it be the same comedians every time, and all the comedians know your damn jokes, and it ain't even no real crowd. It's, you know what I'm saying? It's like a fraternity or some shit.
Well, I'm gonna say I've been to several nice ones, man. Sometimes they be up, sometimes they be down.
Right, it just go with the flow.
One of the best ones I went to would probably be the Funny Stop, man. I went out there one night, man, and it was a really nice crowd, man. And you know, they was really receptive to the comics. You know what I mean?
I respect that answer because that's where I started off doing comedy. It's an official comedy club,
right?
And they do clean comedy, so you really have to come in there. And they do competitions. That's the competition that night. Yeah. So you really got to come in there and bring your shit. I respect that answer.
Yeah, man.
He the first person to say that. And nobody, cause everybody talk about the Funny Stop and shit like it's a bad spot. He the first person to say that.
Nah, man, I like it.
Yeah, I actually still never been to the Funny Stop.
Yeah, that's
like I always
cussing and shit.
That's crazy. I'm sure I could go there and do a clean set if I already put my mind to it. But I just never. I be trying to make it up there. It be slipping my mind sometimes for real, but I've never been to the Funny Stop.
When I first started out, man, that was like one of the things that I was like on my checklist. I need to hit this mic. I need to go here. They doing it in Akron at the Pharmacy. I need to be a part of it. If they out at the Funny Stop doing a mic, I need to be there. So, you know, it was places that I wanted to go. I had a list, you know what I mean? And that was one that I wanted to check.
Yeah, it's definitely on my list though, for sure.
I went there the first time and won the comedy show when I started comedy and shit. Like the first time I got on stage, like I won the competition and shit.
Me
went
too.
To the comedy.
Me too. They asked me to come back. Every time I went there, Funny Stop, what's his name? Pete. Yeah, Pete. He asked me to come back. Roselle, where you been, man? You got that accent.
I don't know what he is. Rich man was.
I hear you from Detroit. He just got hold of some bad drugs. He used to be a roadie for Kiss. He not foreign.
He's not Kiss, man. What's one of the in Ohio, man? What would you say one of the best places to do an open mic?
For open mic, he mentioned funny stuff. My favorite place, it was my least favorite and favorite, and it's not here anymore. The reason why it was my least favorite, it was horrible lighting. Microphones always suck, but the people was always beautiful, and that was the Chicoya. It was nothing like it. It was something special there.
And I'm glad you said your favorite. You said my favorite.
Janky Promoters put something together special, and it was sad to see that the owners got kind of greedy and started doing a la carte and going up on the prices and everything, and kind of they tore it down. Those young ladies built something special there, and that's how I met y'all. So it's a culture.
It was a nice vibe in there.
It's a very nice vibe. It was family. You walked in there, it was family, and then they had regular audience there. Sometimes we'll surprise people. So that's my favorite. Now, if that ever came back, I probably still wouldn't want to get on the stage because I don't like performing in the dark.
Rich,
but
I'm
I
glad
love
you
y'all.
said that, man, because I feel like I'd have had some of my best shows at the Chicoya. Some of them I recorded, some of them I didn't record, but like it's just like. Because, if y'all know me, I'm a very black urban comedian, I will say. The proper technical term, I guess. I'm very urban with my comedy at times. And it was just like the right room for me. Like, everybody could relate to what I was saying. And it was just like, damn near everything I say at Chicoya just went over for some reason. Like,
well, you're real relatable. You're a realistic person. You don't put on any air. So that's going to come across. Anywhere you go, that's going to come across.
Right.
But right now, I would say, I got to give it up to my man, John Armstrong. He run a very good room out of Hatfields, and it's very consistent. He's a good person. He'll put you on if you got time. You getting on.
That's my favorite room, right?
Yeah. Now, I definitely got a least favorite. I ain't gonna say it, but it's just exactly what you said. No, so clicky, man. And the guy's so nice. He always asks me to come up there. He want me to come up there, but I ain't stepping foot in there. You know what I'm talking about. I ain't stepping foot.
We ain't gotta talk about it, man.
No negative energy.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. You just gotta give good vibes, man. Just like this spot, this official band of the Red Line Radio, they give good vibes, even though they're called Bad Juju. They are the official band of Red Line Radio. Call Dan today for your booking. Call him at 440-225-0511.
Now, would you think some niggas like us will be sponsored by a band named Bad Juju, a rock band? Kevin Quan is sponsored by we niggas. It's sponsored by Bad Juju.
You can be a nigga by your nigga self.
Hey,
no. So, speaking of open mics, man, it's
give
a
it up to
perfect time
Moral too, though.
to transition into starting tomorrow and every Monday. I will be having my very first room open mic.
Give it up.
Oh, yeah.
I'm about to say, if Chris Green, if our guest got a clap in here, Tim, why you
Madison Avenue, man. Shut up, I'm having my moment.
I'm still on time, nigga. I'm still on time.
I'm having my moment. Anyway, I
ass.
just want to thank, man. I just want to thank the people who helped me with this, man. Give me this, man. I've been grinding hard lately, man. And like, you feel me? I feel like from just recognizing my grind and just having a good support system and people that generally rock with me, I've been getting a lot of opportunities and blessings lately. But in at times when I wasn't getting the opportunity and blessings, I felt like giving up. But if I would have gave up back then, I wouldn't be where I'm at right now. So I'm just glad I didn't give up and I just got on. Even when things weren't working out for me, I just kept at it.
Man, let me cut you off, man. Man. You got to look at it two ways, man. Because they definitely opportunities and blessings, you know what I'm saying? People blessing you with these opportunities, but your work ethic, you know what I'm saying, and your grind is bringing these opportunities and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? Every time somebody hop in your DM or my DM and asks me to do something or whatever the fuck, that's you grinding and they see you grinding and shit, and they want to bring you to be a part of what they doing. But you know what I'm saying? But congratulations on your room and shit, going backtracking and shit. What Rich said at Morrow, his room. I've been hearing about it for a long time, so I will say like the longevity and the dedication and that you definitely got to get that up. I don't know how long exactly he's been doing it, but to hold that shit down for that long, for real.
Yeah, I think he's been about 10 years.
Okay, and
Wow.
Yeah, that is
amazing.
Monstrous right there. Like that is amazing. And give it up to Jen, man, because when she was doing
Sequoia.
She put a decade in too.
She was doing Sequoia. I'm saying the open mic though.
I just said she put a decade in too. My bad. Go ahead.
No, she was the host of the Sequoia. She was holding that shit down though. She was doing real, limping and all and shit.
Yeah. And I wanna applaud Gingy on her hustle and her grind because she had hit by a car, nigga, and she was doing Sequoia on the walker, nigga.
Wait
Next
a minute.
up.
Wait a minute. We wasn't there. Jen, I love you, but you might have hit that car. I don't know
Whatever
what
the case may be.
I don't know.
Whatever
I
the
don't
case
know
may
what
be,
happened.
she was back a week later on the walker making jokes about it. Like I had a fatal car accident.
And I got her on
She
that
said,
too because
I survived. This
fatal.
one of my
Fatalities, people don't be here. So
Yeah,
here
I
fatal.
think we all told her
I had,
that.
she said that shit on stage one day. I was like, what the
Yeah,
fuck?
we all looked at each
So
other.
we all seeing the ghost.
on my Fat Joe shit. You guys are not listening to me. Listen. That's how she set it up. Y'all ain't let me get to the punchline. She said, I survived, but my car didn't. And that was the funniest shit to me because it was real. And she talking about her trauma, but turned into a joke. And that's like one of the funniest jokes Gigi ever told to me because it was real. He said, I survived, but my car didn't. And I just feel like it's the funniest shit she ever said to me. I don't know.
Oh, man, I'm glad you said I'm glad the way you worded that. This is funny.
Oh no, she came back and she said it was fatal to her car. That was funny.
Yeah. When she came back and cleaned it up, that's hilarious.
Yeah.
Like, and man, I don't want to put your material out, man. I've been here, man. I love people material, man. The shit that I be just seeing and shit. That's why I encourage everybody, you know what I'm saying, practice on the spontaneous shit and your crowd work and just random shit. So that way you can freely post something and it ain't, you know what I'm saying, your gold and your material, the shit that you use every night, you know what I'm saying? Because I love seeing people post their material, man. Should be having me dying because, man, Gene told me something that you said about some hypertension and shit and some motherfucking chickens and I literally almost died in the parking lot, man. I was like, man, no, he didn't say that shit.
You know what get me though? I saw the video of it and the laughter on the track did not match the laughter that was in that room. It was much louder in the room. Yeah. So when I see it, I'm like, damn, I know how you brought it. Yeah. And then you see the thing, you like, well, why ain't the like when you were at the Stardome?
Yeah, the Stardome, man. They had a different the camera didn't pick up their laughter like I was hearing that shit.
It disappoints me. Then I don't want to punch it up because then it feel like, but it's like, no, they motherfuckers were going, excuse my language.
And
sorry.
then you good. But at the same time, though, if it's funny, it's funny. You just gotta put, and for real, I do a whole lot of shit that I post and shit. And I be like, damn, man, maybe I should take that down. Damn, man, I ain't gonna like that. Ain't nobody gonna like that. But man, once it's up, it's up. Like if you feel like that's your material and you comfortable with it, man, just be comfortable with yourself, man.
I never know what you would come up with. A big thing comedy, like, can't nobody be you like you could be you. People can, of course, give you game to critique and you can improve on. Yeah. But if anybody ever tell you to change your whole get up and not be you, then that's not no good advice. You can tell me put the microphone on my chest. You can tell me to work on my profanity. You can tell me all that, and I'm gonna take it and I'm gonna try to grow from it. But I'm gonna always be me because that's what got me this far.
Shout out to See It, man. See It V, man. He the man. I have seen him at a certain point in time in his life post something brand new every single day for like 3 months. I was like, man, god damn.
Yeah.
I'm like, man, god damn.
You gotta respect that.
You have to respect that. I was just saying, you gotta admire shit like that. Cause for real, just putting out content, like, you know what I'm saying? And then I see what everybody doing. I pay attention to everybody, you know what I'm saying? After he posted shit, he DM the shit to everybody that follow him. So you know what I'm saying. So maybe they allow if they didn't see it, you know what I'm saying, that he DM it to them. Mm-hmm. So you know what I'm saying. So fuck it, you gonna see this and then make some people repost it. They laugh, they comment on it and shit, and it builds traction and shit. Yes. You know what I'm saying. It help you build followers. And
always
shit. Like everything is different tactics. That's why I said we got to sit down and talk about these tactics.
I'm trying to tell you, bro. I always, like, I'm sure everybody in the room, they got a DM for me. It's me trying to promote stuff. I always do that because why you my friend on Facebook and Instagram? You know I'm a comedian. I can't DM you shit to promote my shit. So if you don't like me DM you shit to promote my shit, you fuck
doing it in the masses.
He
doing it in the masses, though. What I'm saying, it's a marketing tactic.
I don't know, y'all.
It be like sometimes it be females. That's what I'm saying, marketing. Like I'm sure everybody in this room got a DM for me. I didn't market a skit, a meme, a flyer, or something. You gotta put it in them because I feel like sometimes somebody will say something like, "Why you sending me this?" I'm like, "Listen, this is what I do."
I'm a kid. Can I keep it 1,000? Oh, go ahead, Roselle.
When my first year in, man, I was sharing everybody's stuff, man. If I knew you or not, if you was a comedian from Cleveland, anywhere in Northeast Ohio, if you had something going down, I shared it. And after a while, I seen that I wasn't getting no reciprocation from that. I'm like, damn, ain't no. I was going to people's shows, paying, got in free, and would go back to the front and say, hey man, here, here's my team.
Oh, I do that too.
And I'm like, damn, when it was my turn to come around, nobody's showing up. So I said, okay, well, one thing I felt like maybe I shouldn't try to market at my fellow comics. You know what I mean? Maybe they feel a way about that. And after a while, I started feeling a way about that because you keep on, everybody sending me these invites and stuff. But if I ain't getting shows for, hey, man, I got this show coming up. You want to be a part of it, but you want me to come to pay to get in it. I got a problem with that because I call people and I call you and ask you, hey, man, you want to do this show? And then nobody, you call me and say, hey, man, you want to pay to come see my show?
Right. Can I speak on that real quick? That's why I'm going to take it back to what I said, the analyzing everything and thinking. Like, because, I've looked at different things like that. I have people that I've grew up with or different people I may be involved with that, right. I feel like should be at my shows or should support me or something. But like, you know what I'm saying? Like, I guess I don't know what the fuck all these old sayings mean. You got to take it with a grain of salt or whatever. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, right. Like, you know what I'm saying? Everything, sometimes you just can't, I don't know. I'm nonchalant to certain things, but you can't analyze everything negatively. You know what I'm saying? Sometimes certain people maybe couldn't make it. You know what I'm saying?
But my bad, not to rep you. If you really care about somebody and you really want to support somebody, you call yourself my family, my friend, my whatever. If you can make time, if I got six shows this month, you tell me you couldn't took 5 minutes, 20 minutes off your day to make. Oh, I work this time. Come for you. Got to go to work. You feel me? If you really care about me, you really love me for real. Because love is an action word. You're going to come up to at least one of my shows.
I hear you, but in all
I got too many shows for you to miss all of them.
I hear you.
Every single one of
you, but in all reality, that's selfish.
You know what,
It's the truth.
Kev, I've had people that ain't never been to my shows and they come up to me and say, hey, man, one of these days I'm going to make it to one of your shows, man. You got to give me a couple free tickets.
That's
you ain't never been and you want free tickets.
That's disrespectful as fuck,
ain't it?
Hey, that's some nigga shit.
I've had more than one occasion. I've had people say that.
But then also, I'm sure you'd had it on my bad, Rich.
No, go ahead.
Also, I'm sure you'd had it on the verse, bro. I probably ain't gonna comment, but let me get 2 tickets anyway.
I ain't had that one yet.
People.
That's shady too.
I'm surprised you
don't want to take the tickets and then sell them to somebody else.
No, they just showing support.
They just showing support.
Yeah.
Like I probably gonna be able to come or whatever.
But I'll buy tickets.
But hell, let me get some tickets. I'm gonna be out of town, but I'm about to cash out you 20 anyway.
I you know what? One more thing. I've actually told people this when I threw the show at front stage. I sold more tickets from people that I didn't know than people that I did. I made more money off of Cash App from just promoting on Instagram and Facebook saying, hey, buy a ticket than I did out here in the city. I was grinding like I was selling dope.
Right.
I was in front of the stores. Hey, I'm a comedian, man. I got these tickets. I got this show. And I was selling tickets like that. But my friends wasn't buying them.
I remember when you was doing the open mics and then you switched it over to doing shows instead of the front stage and shit. You have amazing posture, motherfucker.
Man, I got it. My back fucked up, man.
You said my back fucked up, so I gotta sit like this.
Shit like this too. Shit.
Yeah,
that's what I thought if I ever heard Kev, like, you have amazing posture.
No, my back just fucked up. That's a joke. Use that as a joke.
That's funny.
Yeah, just work on it a little bit.
Right.
But real quick, can I touch on some of the things y'all just said though? Okay, as far as like sending me DMs, I'm good with that. You can send me that. A lot of the people in Cleveland tag too many people. You tagging 98 people. I don't tag you unless it's relevant to you.
I fucking hate it.
So don't tag me in your stuff. It's not that I got an attitude with it, but I don't tag people. I'll tag you in your own. I share everybody's stuff. I've shared yours, and yours. Whether you know it or not, I'll share your stuff. And I'm not doing it like quid pro quo. You don't have to do it back because the universe is gonna take care of me. But so my mama said, don't do something and expect something back. If you're gonna do it from your heart, because then you're gonna become resentful. And then as far as support, I can't argue that. I get a lot of support. So I think though, in the beginning, you're gonna always get the most because people are excited for you. And then they're sitting there and they're watching you become better. And sometimes that's kind of hard once you become a little bit better, people will start coming more because then they know you're a commodity. Then they want to show you off to the people that they know you. So it's right now, a lot of us, we're still going through our growing pains. Don't get mad at people. And we all have lives. Some of us got bills due, got rent due, got mortgage due. Some of us got our lights is off right now. Our gas is off. We got a quarter tank of gas. Maybe we don't eat right now. So we all going through something. So I try to think of that. You know, we all adults, we all got kids. And a lot of our shows, we continue to do them in the city. Well, if you're doing 7 shows in the city, you got to spread it out. We got to start learning how to spread out. We got to work together. Okay, so I got a meeting this upcoming week with these people that do a local show, but they're talking about expanding. If they expand, of course, I'm going to call you in. I'm going to call you in. We need to call each other in. Like, I've just been at really one venue. You know, I do Silks a lot, but I'm helping Silks build a brand right now, and it's a growing pain. And now we're rivaling the A clubs. We getting threats from like the Improv. Y'all need to chill. They telling comedians don't come and perform. If you perform for them, you can't perform for us.
Hey, Improv.
So when I be seeing y'all have y'all,
Improv, don't make me do it.
When y'all no, but see, I just went to the Improv because a lot of my friends perform at the Improv. You know, John Armstrong was just there. Anthony Mayo was there. I ain't got no bad blood. Let us do what we do. But see, what y'all don't understand, it's an underlying thing that goes on. These white clubs talk to each other and they ban, and then they make sure if you start doing one thing at Crackpot, you gonna get in at the Funny Farm. And then if you're doing Pete's show, if you featuring that Pete's, now you can become a host at the Improv. But you could feature up at Silks, Improv ain't gonna call you. See, what I'm saying is we being shut out every single place, and we still arguing with each other. It goes back to what happens in the hood, on the blocks. Why are we arguing? Why we fight? We do it in comedy. We do it in entertainment. We do it with rap. I'm not gonna tear y'all down. It's certain things I might say that ain't gonna be funny, but I know y'all ain't gonna just be like, oh, Rich ain't funny, Roselle ain't funny, Marquand ain't funny. That we don't need to do that. You know, we need to be bigging up each other, and then we need to figure out ways to bring it bigger acts. If we could bring big names in and then throw ourselves on the bill, make sure we get them 20 or 30,000, and then we walk away with 50 G's that we split 5 ways. That's a great day. So we gotta start thinking. Hold on,
you get 50,000.
Man, it was this nigga, man.
I didn't know you get 50,000. You could at least get some gas money.
Look, I'm not getting 50,000. John King.
I didn't know you was charging. I didn't know you had 50,000.
No, I have not. Do not listen to that rumor.
Right, I called up because I heard these big ass numbers, and I'm like, hold up, this nigga gave Kenny Howell 50,000.
No.
To come to the city.
No, and then you looking at it wrong. The 50,000 was the income. In the split up. Damn it, Mark.
You remember, you always got to pay for security, the venue. You got to pay for the tickets, the poster, the promotion.
I know, man. It was a joke.
No. But if people listening, I have not made $50,000 in this. You know, comedy, you're gonna spend way more money than you make in the first 5 years.
$50,000, you would have made sure we got broke on too. I'm sure you ain't just pocket 50,000.
Different ways.
And just leave us out here with 25. They go $25.
Wait a minute. Speaking about this,
I know you ain't dirty like that, Rich. You ain't even like to cut like that.
Speaking about this, it's different ways that we can do this. Like Smooth Gotti, how he said we had him on the last show. He said he paid a distribution company, you know.
Right.
He said that helped him out. You know, different things and different marketing, different people that they pay for might help them out. Just like places like Doghouse Productions. Your vision is our production is their motto. If you want any information, call Daryl at 304-384-1387.
I love your radio voice. Like, I think you have potential. Like, maybe you should pursue. Like,
you know, that ain't just how I talk. When
you go down to C107 now and be like, listen, let me read this real quick and talk to the station manager. I bet he give you like $50 an ad.
Man, what is you?
Because you know they need a new voice. Like, switch it up. I'm just trying to tell you, go down to Z17 93.1 or something and read the ad, man. You might get you some bread.
I was trying to tell everybody because I be trying to share ideas and shit, but don't nobody want to talk to me when I try to share ideas and shit. But they have an app called Fiverr. The app I often use it for logos. I believe in Fiverr. Like, I often use it for logos and different things like that. But what a lot of people don't know, they have a thing on there. Yes, Fiverr. I believe it's
Fiverr.
Right.
Fiverr.
on top of the logos and the different things that they have to offer. Damn, I should get paid. I'm advertising in front of folks.
Yeah, well, Fiverr.
No, you just
We
get
on
the game.
Redline Radio,
Yeah, but,
$50 in a couple days,
yeah,
and Fiverr ain't paying us, and you just promoting shit out these
Oh,
niggas. You put
because
the name out. You supposed to talk about. I'm just saying, you supposed to be talking about Wiggins Construction and Home Improvement.
No,
But you just gave Fiverr a whole 30 seconds out on Redline Radio.
One of the longest ones. This anyway, Fiverr they have a thing on top of the logos. They have where a link that they have is voiceovers. Okay. And they have the thing, you have the opportunity to add your voice on there. And just like people seek people for different jobs on there to do their logos, you can put your voice on there and people would seek your voice to do different jobs like cartoons, maybe commercials, advertisements, or different things. A lot of people don't know that about Fiverr. But you know what I'm saying? These are just some of the things I have on my to-do list.
No, that was $1 million worth of game.
Like
Now you read one of these ads on Fiverr, because Redline Radio already gave you permission to read this. Go on Fiverr, and they might like your voice. You might get some money. Now, if Fiverr get to pay you a big contract, I need 10% for giving you ideas.
Speaking of ideas,
what they call that, Rich? A finder's fee?
Yes, it's definitely
a consultant fee.
Man, it's an agent.
Speaking of ideas, CRS Super Truck Series. They are a premier race series of Redline Radio. For sponsorship opportunities, call Billy at 216-217-5038. Get your sponsor on. CRS Super Truck Series.
Now, I don't want to dim up the place, but I feel like it's a topic we got to discuss, and I want to hear your opinion on it. It was just recently another school shooting where about 19 children died because some crazy motherfucker decided to shoot up a school. What do y'all think we can do to prevent these mass shootings in this country? What's the Rich, you've been involved in politics from a third party standpoint. What you feel like they can do within politics and within the legislation to stop this type of tragedies to happen?
Well, they had legislation that was taken off the books. If you look at all the mass shooters recently, they're all involved. AR-15 was involved in each and every one of them. Stop allowing people to buy those. I still think as a private citizen, you should be allowed to have your firearms. I carry a firearm with me. You know, I have it right now. You know, so the thing is, when you have that type of weaponry, and then you have media weaponizing words. See, words have power, and you have a segment of people that know that they're going to become a statistical anomaly. They're going to become statistically a minority by 2050. They're using every tactic they can to poison the masses. That's why you get certain things in your algorithm. They want you to think all N-word shit. They want them to think everybody's against them, critical race theory, which is just nothing but the truth, that type of stuff. They keep trying to separate us. And by they, I mean the people in power. It's not a color, it's a money. So the people with the money are keeping us separate, white, black, green, purple. And we need to learn that this is a game. And then the weak-minded people are affected the most. Every time you see a theory, you got a friend with you that shares every damn theory. This is, whether we don't know what's fake and what's real. You know what I mean? Because media is trying to control what you're seeing. It's 5 families that basically own all the news outlets. So you're being guided a certain way, even if you don't understand. That's why some days you might wake up and you just like, I want some styrofoam cups. But all week they've been giving you ads to lead you down that road so you can think you want some styrofoam cups.
Yeah, that's why I be crazy cheeseburgers and McDonald's and Burger King.
That's why they inundate you with that.
That's just you.
And I'm gonna give myself 10 more seconds. Once again, you reenact that legislation that bans all automatic weapons, and then reenact the bill that Obama put in order before Trump took it off, that people that with disabilities, mental disabilities, should not be allowed to have a gun. I'm sorry, because you never know what's going to happen with them. And then they took that off the record. Also, make it a little bit more difficult. You should take a class before you get a gun, because if you could just get a gun tomorrow, I could still be mad at you. You could say something to piss me off today. And if I'm in Texas, I could go buy a gun and then come back and kill you. We need that. You need that time to kind of calm down. Those periods are done to protect people. I still say you need your guns. Because if the government got guns, we need guns. Because anytime they want to turn on us, because people think legal means right?
Right.
But legal just means legal. It was legal to own people at one point. It was legal for us to be slaves. So just like the law is only as strong as the people who enforce it. No AR-15s, no automatic weapons. Have a waiting period before you can get a gun, and then I think that'll lessen it. I don't think you could totally stop it because we're a violent country.
All right. Yeah. Look.
Roselle, hold up. Roselle,
No,
what's your views on it?
please, because I'm gonna forget the drugs and alcohol. Please, I have to. Okay, because no, this is I've been cringing about this. Because I love automatic weapons, and also he asked about like he alluded to like what could be done as far as like school shootings, and I think it's a lot easier than that. You know what I'm saying? It's a lot simpler. You know what I'm saying? Americans love guns. You know what I'm saying? I feel like we should be able to buy whatever gun we want. You know what I'm saying? Minus like flamethrowers and different things that they have rules against in war. You know what I'm saying? But it goes real simple. Like we had a problem at my high school, and they installed metal detectors, and ever since then, I didn't see a gun. It was fucking magical. But sending all of this funding overseas to different things and different agendas and whatever's going on in different countries, it happens a lot more often than putting money into schools. All of the money that they're sending to do the things that I don't understand, that I don't understand, so I have to say it's dumb shit. Maybe it's smart to them, but I don't understand, so I'm going to call it dumb. The money that they're using to do this dumb shit, they have enough money to put this funding into schools to make sure that every school has a metal detector, and then the schools just have to do the job to where they even if they only have enough for one door, everybody got to come in this one door. So, you know what I'm saying? Then it's left to the schools, you know what I'm saying? I don't know, bump it up. Everybody kind of come in 15 minutes early. It's up to the schools to do that. This is simple. Like, you know what I'm saying? Not this interruption. Now, this might sound ludicrous, but they actually have been proposing this. How do y'all feel about teachers carrying a pistol? Like, you can run this classroom if you want to. I got something for your ass.
Well, I don't really have a problem with teachers really having guns. But I'm going to go back to at this point, question. I feel like you got to. Yeah, I mean, it's not the guns that's the problem. It's the people with the guns that's killing people. Guns don't hurt nobody. It's the person that using the gun. So what I think as a community, especially within the Black community, we need to come more and worry about social development. You know what I mean? And finding out other ways to solve our problems. Back to going hands. You know what I mean? Ain't nobody talking about that. You know what I mean? When I went to school, it was cool. I mean, it wasn't no big thing. You came to school, you got a black eye. You know what I mean? It showed you put that work in. That was about if you had the heart to fight. It wasn't really if you could or couldn't. If you was going to, was you gonna stand up for the challenge?
These things, these things that we're talking about, they're mind-boggling to me that y'all believe that teachers should carry guns.
You know what?
Wait, before you just say that, because you said something about black. I forgot what you said about black. I know you heard you used the word black. You said something about black. So we see these situations with these teachers and shit dealing with our children that maybe sometimes be rambunctious and everything. So you want to put these often white teachers in a classroom with these rambunctious children and a gun?
Well, I'm thinking just so like what happened in the school shooting that just recently happened. If it would have been a teacher that had a gun, they could have possibly
saved some children.
They could have saved some lives.
So you go in classroom.
It's like you put it on a scale. It's the greater of two evils. Do you want a student that's gonna come in there with a gun and kill other students, or a teacher that had a gun to protect other students?
No, we want to eliminate all of that dumb shit and put metal detectors in because
that ain't gonna
guns do not belong in school.
That you're right about that, but I don't think that's gonna really solve it.
I went to a school with metal detectors.
I've been through the window. You can pass your book bag to your dude through the window. It's all kind of ways to get in there.
Man, if they do that, then that's a sorry school. We had niggas robbed the dice game one time, and ever since that shit happened, they put the metal detectors up, and there was nobody robbing the dice games no more.
Am I the only one who's like a dice game in school?
We probably went to like
you went to a reformatory.
No, East Tech, John F. Kennedy. I went to Warrensville.
Hey, real quick.
Okay.
Hey, you know, Roselle, I hear what you're saying, but I have to agree with Kevin. I think the teaching is a white woman's institute for one. That's how they get in the workforce. It's dominated by them, and then you will have our kids disproportionately getting shot. That's what's going to end up happening. You're going to have a teacher kill a student because she felt her life was threatened. And
facts,
and it will happen, and it will happen more often than you think.
By a big teenage.
So once again, ban assault weapons being sold to people. I'm sorry, you might not like that.
I understand that point, but they're already out here, Rich.
No, statistically, when the ban was in, school shootings dropped dramatically. It's empirical evidence. I'm not just talking out the side of because you said politically, so I'm speaking politically. It's empirical evidence that shows that the decline in sales of automatic weapons and it decreased the amount of school shootings and incidents with those weapons.
You have to respect statistics.
But here's the other thing, though.
Said empirical. I never even heard that word before.
Here's the thing, though, that if you do that, then you're gonna have black people stopping. We ain't gonna be killing each other as much, so they don't get the other effect. And when I say they, I mean the people in power, the people with the money. It's not a color. Remember, money controls it all. Why do they still want these things on the street? Because they know that if Roselle ain't throwing hands no more, first thing they're gonna do is shoot. People can't get slapped nowadays without feeling somebody gotta die.
Yeah.
Motherfucker, don't nobody know you. You ain't nobody.
Right.
Ain't nobody gonna know except for the people who there. And maybe you get on social media, you got your ass whooped. Okay, you'll live through that.
I've been slapped the fuck up as a youngster.
But see, now every little bit of disrespect is met with, I gotta kill you. So if they take the automatic weapons out, these kids getting their hands on them. That's why they shooting. That's why you saw that thing when you talking about the kids on 30th. They had automatic weapons. I guarantee it. Because a handgun ain't gonna make you feel like that. Because you come with a handgun. I'm trained. I I shoot. I will blow your head off. Like, you gonna get done. But if you come with a weapon, you might get me.
Man, we keep using the word black, and I love it, man. But I just want to pitch out an idea that I pitched at a later show. I love my ideas, so I'm gonna keep pitching them out there, man. But no, I'm in the room where I feel like I'm in the room with a bunch of strong black men. You know what I'm saying? Tim, you may be Hawaiian. I don't know what the fuck. What the fuck you got going on, Tim? I don't know what the fuck.
Samoan brother.
Samoan. But the idea
Easy,
that I've
brother.
been thinking about, you know what I'm saying? I would have to start it off, I guess, myself with one side, and then I guess I would add to it when I get a wife, you know what I'm saying? But I want to make my own family crest, you know what I'm saying? Like how they used to do back in the days, like, you know, because we all royalty.
That's right.
I want everybody, we need to go back to being strongly family orientated, like, you know what I'm saying? And, you know, being at grandma's house and being together, even though COVID keep us away, like, you know, like a lot of people are scared of this shit. A lot of people
going deeper on that, I just thought about some deep shit. My bad, I'm gonna cut you off. What do y'all feel about when they started? Because, you know, integration, they said integration was the worst thing that ever happened to black people. Before integration, we had businesses and all type of togetherness. We weren't killing each other. So when we started trying to mix in with the white folks, shit started going downhill.
What made you think about that, Quan?
Because when you talk about families and togetherness and black people, I thought about the deeper plot.
Well, you know what? Kevin said something earlier. Kevin mentioned going to grandma's house, and that ended. The nuclear family ended when Section 8 came in. So you got people out here having their own place who wouldn't be mentally capable of leaving their family unit, and then they're out having kids. So you got these people who are half there. Then they're raising kids that have parents who are half there. And I mean that in both ways, half there as far as time and then half there mentally. So before you had those people who couldn't cope with life living in that nuclear family. Remember back in the day when we went to school, you had your cousins. No, if somebody was messing with him, they had to deal with his whole family. Mm-hmm. Now these kids, it's no unit now because everybody living over here because they think they're raising their family. See, that we've been sold a bill of goods. But see, then they talk about Section 8 and things like that. But the real people who benefit from it are corporations, people like K&D Properties and all these these bastard landlords. Go ahead.
One way to look at it. That is you definitely right. But that's why we gotta like use our heads and you know what I'm saying, different ways to overcome this shit. Like it's all in the system or different ways. It's all in the roots. Like how you said segregation and shit. That might have been one of the worst things because in all reality, when we were segregated, it was togetherness. We were thriving. Mm-hmm. It was more than togetherness. We was thriving. We got whole communities that was bombed and shit and wiped off the map and shit because they was thriving and had genius.
Was it Tulsa,
black people
Oklahoma, or
in,
whatever was that?
Tulsa, Oklahoma, yeah. Black Wall
so,
Street.
You know, when we were separated or segregated, we was thriving, and they probably looked at that as a problem. So they mixed
Yeah.
with them. And
Here's
fucked
something
all
else
of
y'all
them.
got to take into consideration also. If you look back, okay, I'm almost 50. So my grandmother is older, a lot older than my mom. You know what I mean? The generation gaps to close so different now. You know what I mean? They like my mom and her mom was like 35, 40 years different. You know what I mean? Now it's more close. A woman be 20 and then maybe she be 15, have a baby, and so she 30 and the baby 15.
Mhm.
You know, she got a 15-year-old daughter. By the time that daughter turned 15, now the mother 45 and that girl pregnant. So she a 45-year-old grandmother. You know what I mean? So the matriarchs from back in the day was different because your grandmother would be like, your grandmother might be in her 80s. You know what I mean? And then the closest next generation person to her might be in their 50s or 60s.
Mhm.
So when the matriarch died off, nobody picked up the flag. You know what I mean? To
Right.
continue
Big Mama gone.
Yeah. Nobody knew it. It wasn't in the, you know, maybe they just wasn't up to par to do it.
Because Big Mama kept the family together.
Big Mama did it, yeah. She was the
But you know
matriarch.
what?
Also, black women, especially back then, you know, their life expectancy was longer than the men. So the grandfather be gone, and the grandmother was the glue. She held everything together. She cooked that food. She held everybody down. And once she passed on, so did the traditions.
Right.
The family being close. And now
That's
look
real
where we
facts.
at now.
Man, that sounds like the plot to Soul Food. It's the truth, though.
It's true, though.
It's the truth. It's the truth. Hey, but let me. I'm a dovetail off what he said. So Big Mama gone, and then now you have Section 8, and I Could Do Bad by Myself. That start coming out in the 70s, right? And then they start kicking fathers out. I remember growing up on Section 8, they would actually send somebody to your house, and if they saw man-sized shoes there, you could lose your Section 8.
Yeah.
So it started women kind of hate.
Well, you got a big ass kid.
Yeah, no, man, they didn't play. They really inspected the house. They had somebody sit and watch, and then people would tell on each other. Meritorious manumission ain't just stopped once slavery ended. But the other thing of it too is that you have to look at when they started busing. See, we got and I'm sorry, y'all, young people. I don't mean to hurt your feelings, but y'all a whole ass generation. You know,
Hey, put that on your Instagrams.
yeah, they're a whole ass generation. I'm gonna tell you why. Because once busing started, that's when corporal punishment ended. White parents didn't want their white kids being paddled by black teachers. That's when corporal punishment ended. Then they tried to give it to you like, well, it's psychologically scarring. And now you have black people picking it up. Yeah, that's stuff we got from slavery. I don't whip my kids. I put them in timeout and blah, blah, blah. Well, what about all the people that don't put their kids in timeout but still not whooping them? Now you got a kid who's never been corrected. Now when they hear correction, they take it as disrespect. And now your life is in danger because they whole ass people. So they purposely start doing this type of stuff so we can't control our children. We put our hand on them, we lose them. We don't put our hands on them, we lose them. That's why you got so many kids that's lost.
You can tell, like my niece and nephews, they my sister raised their ass, they listen.
They listen.
Like, and then I could be around other people's kids, their kids don't listen.
I'm gonna tell you something. If
It's
your
all
kid
how
come
you
over to
raise
my
them.
house, I whoop kids' ass. I tell any parent before you leave your kid with me. Hold up, I'm gonna tell you. I'm gonna beat. I will
fuck this little.
I will whoop your son's ass. I whoop your daughter's ass. But I love them. Where's the one place all the kids in the family like to come? My house, because it's discipline there. You ever been around a kid that ain't been around a man, and then you say, "Hey," and that kid frees up? It's just that energy that a man have. So, fellas, we don't need Big Mom and them. They were good for that time. We need Big Daddy now.
We needed them.
We need Big Daddy. We need Big Papa. Y'all stop leaning on your mom, because your moms, no offense to women, and I'm sorry that I'm generalizing, this is not all women, they carry grudges. And then you have an aunt that don't talk to her sister, and her kids don't talk to that kid. No cousins ain't close no more because they got that. But you got a dude that gave you gonorrhea 7 times and got three kids with 3 other different women, but you still go back to him, but you ain't speaking to your sister because she wore your dress to school when she was 16.
And we can't, we can't just.
Has it ever got
females.
this deep? Hold on. Has it ever got this deep on Kevin Quan?
I love it here. We cannot just put that on females.
No, not the guys.
I'm saying,
who raising these men though?
But look,
These women, right? So these guys is real fucking feminine in their emotion. It's a whole ass generation. You can't talk to these soft ass motherfuckers. As soon as I start talking to them, and some guys are even older, some guys in their 50s and 60s still act like hoes too. I can't be direct. I can't tell you something direct because now you indirectly dissing me on social media like a bitch. Now you talking behind my back like a bitch. Be a goddamn man. Like you said, if you got a problem, raise your goddamn fist to me. Let me know. And we used to be able to fight and then be cool again. But now you got a guy, you little bitch ass motherfucker.
Yeah, that's why I said. That's why I said I wanted to go to the spot tonight.
It's a whole ass generation.
It just need to be, and for real, it need to be more opportunities.
No, that was some real shit.
It's some real ass shit. It need to be more opportunities for understanding. Just because we had a disagreement or something, you don't have to shut me out and act like a bitch for the rest of the life. Yeah, like, oh, we ain't good, ain't good. Like, no, like we're all fucking adults.
Unless they show a pattern. Unless they show a pattern of that shit, then you gotta stop fucking with it.
You can stop fucking with somebody or deal with. It's still ways to do things. Like, you know what I'm saying, holding grudges and giving somebody that type of energy is just shit that I don't understand. I don't understand.
I'm gonna speak on the just keeping it 100, man. I done been to the joint, man, and I did time, man. And this one thing you don't do is let something just linger. If you got a beef with somebody, man, you need to let it be known, man.
You need to say something.
If you playing cards with somebody, y'all have an argument, nigga. Fuck you, you bitch ass nigga. Y'all arguing before y'all in that night. You gotta blow down on that guy. Like,
hey, what's up? Like, we cool? Like,
cause you don't want to get your head cracked while you sleep.
It ain't even about head, man. Because
or you might crack his. You need to have that understanding as men. You know what I mean? Where we at, man? We good?
A lot of times,
and we don't do that no more. Motherfuckers have a grudge on their shoulder. People don't know.
Some people don't do that no more. Some people don't do it like that. That's why a lot of times I'm alone or I stay by myself. Because you know what I'm saying? If I have a thought, you know what I'm saying? It don't have to specifically be a problem. Mm-hmm. If I have a thought or something about somebody, I feel like, and I feel like it need to be said, I'm going to say it. Like, you know what I'm saying? Right. Especially if we're around them, like, you know what I'm saying? It has to be said. I feel like it needs to be said. I'm going to say that. Yeah. But at the same time, even though I made that decision, that's not me trying to say I got a problem with you, or you know what I'm saying, this is it could be just a misunderstanding, you know what I'm saying, or just, you know, a thought. That's why I say I sit back and analyze everything for real. Yeah. But a lot of people, like you said, they have a problem with people addressing things, like somebody saying something about them. Like,
now it's a problem. Like, now they got the problem.
Like, but a lot of times you have to take into account that a lot of people aren't comfortable with themselves already. So I'm walking around in my uncomfortable skin, and then when you say something about some shit that I done did with my uncomfortable self, I'm uncomfortable with this shit. I don't know what to do. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, instead of somebody saying something, somebody could say something to me, and if I feel like it's bullshit, I'm gonna be like, oh, that's bullshit. You got me fucked up. I ain't trying to hear that shit or whatever. But if somebody say something to me and you know it's some real life shit, I'm be like, damn, like, you know what? You right, man. You know what? If that's how you feel, like, you know, and especially if I'm wrong, I'm gonna apologize. But I'm comfortable enough with myself to do these things. Right. You know what I'm saying?
I feel like, hold on, Rich. I was about to say, like, any real man, or like they say, only your fool can't be corrected. If somebody can correct you and tell you you should do this or you shouldn't have did that, and you can't logically look at that as a man, be like, you know what, you right, and I need to improve on that, then you really is a whole ass nigga. You thinking like a female with your emotions. You're not thinking logical. If you can't get corrected, because I done fucked up a lot, and I think damn near everybody in this room done corrected me once before.
And hold on, and I would have to say,
I took it like, you right.
I don't mean to cut you off. Those type of people that fuck up and can't get corrected, they don't last long. Unlike this place right here in Las Vegas, Nevada, the Rusty Spur Saloon. They are located in Las Vegas, Nevada. The Rusty Spur Saloon have been voted the biggest hole in the wall saloon for the last 2 years. What do you know about longevity? They last long because, God damn it, they understand.
Now
somebody corrected them, they got that shit together, and that's why they are the greatest hole in the wall 2 years running. Las Vegas, Nevada.
You are natural, Rusty
Spur Saloon.
You're a natural with that.
Man, that was one of the best segues I ever heard. Yeah. I mean, y'all are amazing hosts. I just gotta give it up to y'all. I did not know what to expect.
I'm about to say, Tim, you better get a button. I appreciate that.
I did not. I didn't know what to expect, but
I know all the weed and shit though.
No. My expectations weren't anything necessarily, but if I had any, you would have blew them away. For real. Just the sincerity that y'all talk with, the candidness that you have, y'all show a level of vulnerability that a lot of people don't show, you know. And it's I appreciate
it's just
it.
like we natural, like we professional but unprofessional at the same time. Like if you communicate with talking about like man, like bro, he's talking about man, we should start doing this, start doing that. I'm like, bro, we have a terrible disaster right here. It's like it works because you think about it, like it's just I don't know, it's just the chemistry.
Wonderful
it's just we're the most professional, unprofessional podcast in the city, man.
I appreciate y'all. But once again, man, like you said, what they say, you correct a wise man, he'll thank you.
Right.
You correct a fool, he'll hate you forever.
Oh, you correct a wise man here. And how many times you corrected me and I didn't thank you?
Every single time. Anytime we had a conversation, and vice versa. It go both ways. You could tell I'm not above reproach. You know, you
because I'll be a fool.
Too, you know,
sometimes listen to somebody who's been doing this 20 years and I'm doing it 3-4 years. I'll be a total fool. I always say, this is my favorite line. I always say, I'm some dumb, not plumb dumb.
Say that.
Like, you feel me? I'll be a fool not to listen to some game that you're giving me.
I'm taking that one.
Yeah,
but see,
like that.
I will say this though. Y'all got a resource right here in the real John King. And he actually has more time than most because he's retired. I mean, he owned his own landscaping. He traveled the country doing comedy. He is on his second go round in this and having fun and getting booked and traveling all over again. That is a library sitting right there of knowledge. And he waiting to give it to all the young comics. But none of y'all really approach him. Now, I ain't chastising nobody, but get his number. Start talking to him. And if you don't, he's not going to embarrass you. He a lot more patient than me. I'll tell you if something ain't funny. He's like, oh, yeah, you just got to keep getting on stage. I'm like, no, that shit ain't funny, man. Because I want you to tell me that. I'm like, John, stop being nice to me. I learned better from just saying, no, that shit whack.
You know what's crazy about John, though? I remember, like, my first couple times I seen him, and, like, I think he might have been Sequoia or something I did good on stage, and I get off stage, he was like, good job or whatever, and I thought he was like a fan, a supporter. I didn't know until later on Facebook, like, oh, he been doing this forever. Like the first couple of times, like,
I remember when I seen him at Sequoia, I
seen him like good shit. And I just think this is a supporter. Like I got fans. This is a regular supporter. Not knowing he been doing this forever, and you was getting compliments from a legend. No, so that's kind of dope.
I seen you on stage at Sequoia a few times. Didn't you get on stage? At least 3 times. Yeah, that's what I'm saying. I know I seen you twice at least. At least I probably see you all 3.
Well, see, that's how I started getting private money because of John. John was putting things in my ear like, okay, you know, it's great, but be able to switch. And I can switch up. You know, that's just from being in corporate America. But I'm telling you, y'all, you clean up your language a little bit. The corporate jobs, no private jobs, man. $325 for 20 minutes.
And speaking on that, though,
you don't have to give up what you're doing. You just have to build on what you already got. Because there's a lot of money out there.
Okay.
But and all of it, most of it belongs to y'all because y'all are in the business. You putting the work in, and that money's out there for the taking. Whoever is qualified to get it. So you just do the kind of shows you're doing, but then learn how to do the shows where you can get the corporate money. Mm-hmm. See, I'll do corporations. I'll do churches, church events.
Oh yeah,
and school
reunions.
Yeah, reunions. There's plenty of money out there.
Yeah, my family owns a church too.
Yeah, and funny is still funny. Just certain subject matter and certain words you can't say. But once you learn the formula, how to be funny, how to write a joke, then you could learn how to write a joke for.
It's crazy, like how quick my brain works so quick. Like as you started saying church, I just started thinking of church jokes right in my head.
Sure, man.
So I just wrote 2 church jokes, and just in the middle, you saying church.
No, I'm just saying your brain.
There you go.
Isn't it obvious?
To who? My brain worked real slow. I'm not gonna lie.
The world.
Rich called me witty. As long as Rich is proud of me, I don't care what you think.
No, you a snapper.
Sloth is witty, motherfucker. Still slow than the motherfucker.
Hey, that's why he the best roaster to me, man. He the best roaster. Oh my God, I don't know how you be coming up with that.
That's why I be having to talk shit about him and shit though. Like he be thinking shit sweet. I'm like, all right,
you really be trying.
Yeah, man, he be always trying to say something for me. He be having at the end, man, stop doing that, man. Everybody else before they get on stage, he had on the mic. Like, yeah, here going comedy. Like, yeah, they funny. This, that, and the third. He had me the mic. He cracking jokes on me. I'm like, damn, man. What you gotta do
If I
like
crack a
that,
joke on you, that
man?
mean I really fuck with you.
That's
People,
Real.
But from listening to y'all conversation, man, y'all write any jokes y'all want because y'all are really a lot more intelligent than people would probably think. Just that's not a diss.
No,
I take that as a compliment.
No, I know what he's saying.
You might have been offended, but I take that as a compliment. Thank you.
I ain't get offended.
No, I have to agree with him because I didn't know y'all were this. No, y'all were
Pretty
thoughtful.
much. Pretty much, bro. Why are you smarter than you look? Put this on your Instagram. Put this on your Instagram.
Y'all a lot more thoughtful. Y'all a lot
I've
more
never
thoughtful.
hung out with y'all before. So I've seen y'all in the comedy mode, and,
Right.
And Kevin, you always I see you post a lot of shit, man. But I see y'all
A lot of it's
entertaining.
ignorance. I know
and,
it's ignorance.
no, it don't always be. It don't always have to be that ignorant. It's entertaining. But I'm just saying, actually listen to y'all and hearing what y'all say, man. Y'all are.
And
I
also,
know y'all from.
I think that
shit.
speaks to our talent
Y'all
because
you
you got to be able to. Right now, me and Kev.
Last word, we are what? Goddamn.
Y'all are a lot more. Y'all are a
Nuance.
lot more.
They're nuanced.
Yeah,
They're more
and,
nuanced.
a lot. Y'all got a lot more depth about you than I would know because I never hung out with y'all.
Right.
I can only go over from the jokes and the comment I heard. Look,
Right.
just like Roselle, I've never really been around Roselle to hear him actually speak about subject matter that he spoke about. Could never had no idea to do ever been in prison because Roselle's always so reserved, so polite, and so respectful. I never would have thought he did any time.
Because he be ready to whip somebody's ass. That's why.
The point I'm trying to make is y'all can write any comedy you want to write because you got the depth and the knowledge to be able to fit in whatever lane y'all want to fit in. Don't think you just got to do open mics or just do black clubs. Y'all can do corporate rooms. You can do colleges. You can do churches and all of that.
I appreciate that.
No, that's the point I wanted to make. It might not have came off like that, but
I know. I understood. He want to joke about somebody.
Hey, I know it just sounded funny. I knew what he meant. I knew what he meant. When I see y'all, you know what I mean? Y'all both got like, it's kind of like Method Man and Red Man.
Yeah,
vibe.
we got a good
You know what I
vibe.
mean? Y'all got a good vibe, a connection, kid and players type shit. You know what I mean? I can see y'all doing like a movie type, that type of shit with that type of energy.
Oh, like
I don't know.
because I'm like,
I'm just saying that energy. I just mean that energy though. You know what I mean? The how high shit from Meth and Method Red Man, right? That I feel that with y'all. Man.
Yeah, what's up?
No, I was saying about that though. Back to what John was saying, I feel like that shows our real talent because, like, right now we in media mode.
Mhm.
So you might see us in the club. We already ready to get on stage, ready to go tell our jokes. So that's a different mode.
Exactly.
Right now we in media mode. Now we want to ask real questions. You know, make it look professional. But now we in media mode. That's how I look at it.
There you go.
I don't know. I just feel
So
like
what you were saying, like we can. When you can do different modes, you can open yourself up for more opportunities.
Exactly.
The more you can do.
Because there's a lot of money out there, man, and there ain't no reason why y'all shouldn't be getting it. Don't just limit yourself to one thing. Because when I first started, that's what I did, and then I found out that if I would make myself available for all the opportunities, then my phone would be ringing more. So Richard, I'll tell you, there ain't no venue I can't go work.
Mm.
I heard that.
Hey, I done seen it and we done done it.
Look,
So,
I'm gonna get all that money.
Yeah,
Richie
man.
would be on the gig, man.
Yeah.
We was all older.
all the working class
and,
boaters. We were in Atwood Lake, right?
Atwood Lake.
Yeah. Then you just did Zanesville.
Yeah, Zanesville.
Yeah, Zanesville.
Went in there and got that money, man.
Sure.
Flat out, yeah.
And then y'all done see me at Sequoia. I go and get. I didn't get paid, but I go in the club like that and get that money too.
Right.
I done been up to Skeets and
Yeah, Skeet. Hey man,
I don't have no problem in there.
I'm gonna tell y'all, Skeets get you ready for anything.
So,
Right.
If you haven't done Skeets yet,
Skeets is
and
impressive.
I could get you in and we can get on, that's my barometer. And then a lot of people they talk to me, oh, I want to get on Silks, whatever. I put you on. Sam, now I do like one person. You know what I mean? I used to do too many. And Sam was like, okay, Rich, you got to chill. But the thing is, if I see you do skeets, then I know you can handle silk.
For sure.
Then if you could do skeets and then come back and do epic the next day,
Man, I used to look at it like, damn, Rich don't feel like I could do silks. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know what I'm saying? That's why you always threw me at skeets and shit. But then that's why I said I don't never say shit. You know what I'm saying? I look back and analyze the shit.
you had the best line.
I had to look at the shit as, you know what I'm saying? First of all, I respect and appreciate every opportunity. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Definitely.
I'm doing shit I was just on the corner of Euclid somewhere on Allendale last night and shit for 3 hours and shit. Standing outside on the corner. Yeah, but
What you was doing over there?
we had a comedy show over there, and it happened. No, we was outside because it was some people on motorcycles that was pulling up. We was waiting on people to pull up, but everybody that came, the place that we were at, it had the comedy stuff, like it had the tables and stuff set out in the back, and then at the bar in the front, it was only one bar in the front. And they had the fight out here, you know what I'm saying? So it was the comedy in the back, it wasn't no bar, and then it was the fight out here. So, you know what I'm saying? Everybody that came to the bar, you know, they was out on the other side watching the fight.
Yeah.
So, like, you know, they had ended up canceling the show. Like, you know what I'm saying? I was out there for like 3 hours and shit. Like, you know what I'm saying? I ain't even ride out there. I rode out there with Gene and shit. So I couldn't even leave if I wanted to.
Shout out to Gene Miller.
Yeah, shout out to Gene Miller. He's definitely doing this thing. We got the Mama Lulu's comedy tour coming up.
Man, congratulations.
Yeah, I appreciate that, man.
Amazon Prime, y'all. Look out for them, man.
It's gonna be with Spike Lou, LOL Brielle, and Gene Miller, man. And I'm gonna be hosting, man. It's gonna be real live.
That's
theater, man. June 16th.
Get your tickets. Get your tickets.
I love to see my brothers win because my brothers win. I feel like I won too. Like,
let's say that.
You feel me?
Everybody doing their own thing at different opportunities, man. But I am selling tickets for that. If you want to give it to me, I can't give you no discount, but you can get a discount at Pit Road Diecast. For all your diecast needs, call 216-355-2347. Mention Redline Radio and receive 10% off your in-store purchase.
That's what's up.
Man, I told you, man.
That's what's up.
He on medium mode right now. You see how he just did that segue?
Hey, man, I'm looking at some.
Because we got to discuss this shit later still. Shit.
I'm in a room full of moguls. I feel blessed that y'all even asked me here. You know,
we feel
honored. When I looked around and shit, that's why I thought of the family crest thing. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like, you know, that's some. I really like that idea. Like, you know what I'm saying? The emblem or something that, you know, that's specifically for your family or that holds your family name. Like, why we don't have that? They had that in the medieval times, you know what I'm saying, when they took a shit in outhouses and shit.
Yeah, man, we appreciate.
They shit in the room and it just dropped outside. So why don't we have these things? You know what I'm saying? As these strong, we always try to instill that we strong black individuals. My lip just touched this mic.
Oh,
Man,
don't get a bump.
That's never happened.
Oh wow,
that's never happened. How long have we been doing this?
I just want to know what I'm gonna get Timbuktu and Roselle up at Skeets.
Man, I was wondering what it's like up in there, man. Can you cuss?
Yeah.
Can you cuss? Do you know where you are?
You better.
I was thinking like, you know what I mean?
It's actually mandatory.
You gotta cuss.
But here's the thing: it's old black folks, so it ain't no youngsters.
Okay.
So, but they hard living, good down to earth folks though, man.
I know back in the day it was like
yeah.
the pimp hats and everybody got the real fancy suits.
There's a couple of them in there.
Yeah. There's still some
Still
pimps
like
in there.
that.
Yeah.
Folk out in there.
You know, they get a bad rap, you know, because I even joke about it. I'm like, I performed at Skeets. You know, you there is at 93rd and Union, and you see the chalk body outline.
Yeah,
that's when you know you're there.
Man, I'm not gonna lie. And I shout out to Kenny Adams, man.
I might have been there one
Kenny,
time.
get well soon,
It's
baby.
a spot across the street I went to.
Cheers.
Yeah.
I did cheers.
I don't know too much
What's up,
about
Ice?
Kenny Adams, but he seemed like he been doing his thing, you know what I'm saying, in Cleveland on the scene for a minute. He be up at Ski saying epic and shit. But that one time I went up there, man, he ain't let me get on stage. Oh, I was pissed.
I heard.
I had hella jokes for Skeets. I say them all. I can think of three of them.
But look, then he talked to me. He said, I told him to come to Epic.
Man,
He said none of them showed
he
up.
He ain't say that. He might have said that to them.
He said he.
No, I did tell a couple that's coming to Epic the next night.
Yeah, he said that.
I had all type of gutter jokes.
Now I can tell you this. He should have been expecting Kevin. I ain't know. I heard
cool.
He should have been expecting you to get on my. I know that he wanted Chevy to get some time, and then he had a stroke shortly after that. So he had a stroke. So he's paralyzed on his right side. So y'all send y'all well wishes to him. We hope he get well. But he putting a show together. He putting a show together up at the bowling alley. I think it's June 10th. So if y'all can go support Kenny Adams, he gonna be at Southgate Lanes. He putting it down, bringing Shawnee D back. Shawnee D tore it up that night we were there. Shawnee D tore it up, and Mailman gonna be there. Melvin Bender.
I want to go. I don't know how I'll never make it to any of those shows up at Southgate Lanes.
Southgate Lanes, yeah.
Oh, that's it.
Yeah. He do it. It's normally the first or second Friday of every month.
They got a stage or how that?
They got a big stage. It's a big venue, man. It's beautiful.
Probably what 300,
400 people.
400 people.
Yeah.
That shit.
Yeah.
Y'all gotta go check that shit out. And y'all go to Skeets, man. Because I'm gonna tell you, when you go in there and do well, you are gonna have so much confidence, and you are gonna have to get a bigger hat size.
I'm real because they gonna be in there talking shit.
Speaking of Skeets, I want to give out. I want to shout out Shara Curtis.
Oh man, she dope, ain't she?
She the first time I see her perform was at Skeets, and I believe she got a standing ovation.
She got a standing ovation.
And I believe that was a night Tony Tone. Apple, you let me come in there, and I forget who else.
Lil Daddy was there too.
Lil Daddy, and we all did our thing. And I think it was her first time ever on stage. So she went up there and just killed it. And now, like, we've been doing a lot of shows together, and like she be like asking me for advice and like things like that. That made me feel like, damn, somebody asking me for advice and they want to hear for advice from me. That makes me feel I'm doing the right thing and I'm on the right path.
You are.
Definitely.
Yeah,
you are.
And we really gotta respect these moments for real as we all come up for real. Because no matter what's going on, everybody in this room, everybody, you know what I'm saying, is doing they all individual thing. Like everybody on the rise, like everybody gonna come up, like for real. We have to
and just don't take stuff personal, man.
For real.
Kenny is real. He's real cautious about who he, put on those stages. And Kenny, I've been knowing Kenny for 26, 27 years. Right. He brought Robin Harris to Cleveland.
He brought Robin Harris the first time back in 89, right? 88, 89.
And then when I tried to get back with him, he didn't let me go up. He didn't let me go right up there.
No, he didn't. He made him prove himself.
I can't even, he made prove himself.
I ain't mad. I felt some sort of way that night.
And I've been doing this shit damn near 40 years. I've been doing shit 39 years.
Yeah.
Well, no, we just seen plenty of people die.
Worse for real. Like, I wasn't tripping over that.
So is it a rough crowd up there?
I mean,
it is.
That was
my first. That was where I had my first heckler at Skeets.
Yeah.
I ain't never. After I got, he made me nervous and shit. After I got off stage, he ended up buying me a drink. I don't even remember what I said for real because I was so nervous because I never had nobody talking shit.
Yeah.
He was saying shit like, "Man, get off the." I said something, and I said something bad. I was like, man, if you let me just do my damn job or something, he was like, well, shit, I'll let you do your job if you would say something funny, motherfucker. I was like, man, you know what I'm saying? I was like, damn.
Check this out, Kev. Every experience makes you better. So you need to experience that early.
For sure.
So when somebody pay you $500 to do a show, you have already ran into that. So when that shit hit you again, you'll know what to do.
And can I say something real quick?
Don't take none of that person. Just
always try to have
he
something.
bought me a drink after I got off stage.
Look, always try to have a joke in the cut for a heckler. I got like 2 or 3 jokes in the cut.
He fucked me up with that one though. I ain't gonna lie.
You gotta have like 2. You gotta have like 3 in the chain.
I remember.
I had a heckler there one day, right? And I'm over there and I'm talking to him. He's like, I got more money than you. I say, really, really? Okay, bro. Then I look over and he's sitting there. There's a guy. He's sitting at the bar. And next to him is a Teddy Ruxpin bear.
I remember that.
He brought his bear. I think you might have been there. Man. And when I saw that might have been a guy. Once I saw he had a bear, I was like,
it was a big ass bear.
It was big enough. Yeah, it's fairly size. But he was a big dude. He was a little off. And I'm just like, I am not about to argue with a dude that brought a teddy bear to the bar. I was like, oh.
People have a companion dog. He had a companion teddy bear.
He bought a Teddy Ruxpin bear into the club with him.
Yeah, he hugged it to sleep or something. I don't know how many of these I got to do, but that's a memorable moment. I guess somebody will remember that, just like One of One Sports Cards and Memorabilia, located at 13221 Prospect Road, Strongsville, Ohio. Call them today at 440-638-4044 for all your sports and card memorabilia. Remember these moments. I'm not doing any more of these.
Before I go, hey, tell me about y'all. The first time y'all bombed, you had a rough audience. Like, I've never got booed on stage, but I've had.
I'm so scared of that.
I've never got booed.
I put around piss in my pants. If they get the booing and shit, everything is be just gonna shrivel up.
So my man Marvin say they got a thing in Atlanta where they hold the keys up and they start jingling the keys. That's like the Sandman, get the fuck off the stage, right?
Oh, that's scary too.
But you know when you having a hard time, because you can see the audience start.
Or you have an old lady just look at you like you ain't shit. Like, oh, I remember that for my first time I bombed when I first started. Speaking of Aunt Morrow put me on the show. And it was like for like one of the old ladies, like them little clubs that you having.
Yeah.
So it numbered like an older crowd, but I was really new on the scene. All I knew was my jokes, what was not really for an older crowd, was for young crowd. So all I knew was go up there and do my shit. I didn't know how to. You gotta change gears to the crowd. Yeah. Okay, look at the crowd. Okay, don't do that joke. So as you live and you learn.
You
gotta read the crowd. I didn't know how to read the crowd, so I'm up there all. You feel me, young nigga near another place, and they just look at me like.
That's the difference between being a comedian and getting up there telling jokes. A comedian, they gonna have a set. They're gonna do different things and have different requirements from somebody that's just up there telling jokes and don't give a fuck about their craft.
Yeah,
because you know what I'm saying. Every joke that I got, if it got, excuse my language, I don't know, my mama, big butt pussy ass or some shit, and all these jokes and shit, and then I'm going up here. I have to be able to understand I can't do this shit everywhere. You know what I'm saying? I have to be able to understand that. And if you cannot understand that and you cannot make these adjustments, how can you fully say you're a comedian?
Yeah.
You know what I'm saying?
Ooh, right. I since learned how to read the crowd, but that's my I think that was the first. I've been bombed before a couple times after that because I feel like bomb is a learning experience. If you go up here claiming that you ain't never bombed, you lying like motherfucker.
You lying to yourself.
But that's the first time that was like, okay, I actually took a shit in here. Cause like they just couldn't relate. And I was just up there on some young nigga shit. They was like, nigga, we are 50 plus older ladies talking about greens and cornbread or something. Like, you know, I would start talking about ham hocks and smoke shit if I would have knew better. You feel
First time my bomb was the show that I put together myself in front of my friends and family and shit. I was doing good. I was on the roll. I was at the funny stop. I was winning competitions. I was doing shit with the Yankees. This is before I met the Yankees. I was doing shit. I was doing all type of shit. I was like, damn, this is it right here. I'm about to do a comedy show. You know what I'm saying? I put together the intricacies and shit, but I was doing a little bit too much. I was making sure people got seated and all of that. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like I wouldn't focus on my material on my set that night, like hands on, like I was for the show. I ended up making $500 that night. Over $500. But I did terrible.
How if you made $500?
That's what I'm saying. I made over $500. Yeah, you're right. But like, man,
did you walk away with money? It was a great show.
At the end of the night, man, somebody had ended up grabbing the mic and shit and telling all that was. It was just terrible.
Like the last show, I just.
What, doing my shows, man?
Yeah, you ever had
where you bombed at?
Man, I had a situation in Chicoya with Cole Clayton. That was my first heckler. I did a joke and I was Cole Clayton. Yeah, man. I was telling a joke about I just came from California. And I said, yeah, man, I'm out in California, man, and I'm on the road. And I thought about my kids. And right when I said thought about my kids, Cole Clayton was like, fuck those kids. I look at him, I say, fuck you and fuck your kids. And I say, you probably already fucked your kids.
Oh, that's funny.
Oh, damn.
Then I say, as I was saying before, I was interrupted by the pedophile. And then everybody started laughing and shit.
Yeah,
but that was the first time. That was the first time I got heckled. I didn't have times where not heckled, but I had a joke that did not work at all.
Yeah, we said bomb.
I went
it did not work at
yeah,
all.
it was just one joke. You know, I did the same joke the night before in Pennsylvania.
Don't you hate that?
It was an older crowd. It was almost like what you saying. I was new. So I did this joke. It was black women. They was my age. They might have been feeling Big Daddy Rowe. I don't know, but they was laughing at my jokes. And I said, I said this one joke about a young black girl. I didn't even say if she was black or white. I said a young girl was on vacation taking pictures, selfies. And then one of the pictures, she slept up and had an old white man in the back in the picture. And they thought it was funny. I had a punchline. So I said the same joke. You was there that night. Timbuktu was there. We was in Canton in the backyard with rocks and shit.
I remember that.
Yeah, it was nice.
We got we got to get to Rich too because we got 5 minutes left.
Okay, so long story short, I said that same joke was a young crowd, early 20s. They looked at me like, "If you, what the fuck is you talking about?" I said, "Okay, I guess y'all don't get that, but it's cool." And one woman was like, "I get it." She was old. I said, "You get that, baby?" She said, "I get it." I said, "All right, anyway." And I just kept it going.
But you know what? I think the host killed that show, though.
The host did, man. And then he want to call us up after he done just fucked everything up.
That's
my
exact
hosting,
situation.
Like, hosting, you gotta when you hosting, you gotta understand like you control the mood of the show.
There you go.
They going off of you.
There you go.
So if you're doing a good job hosting, gonna be a good show. If you're doing an all right job of hosting, it's going off of you pretty much because you the one they see the most.
Yeah.
So I just be learning. I try to learn off every time I get on stage. I try to learn. And okay, I did that good. Let me do that again. I did that bad. Let me improve on that. And it's learning experience. I swear to God, I learn every time I get on stage.
Right.
I learn from it.
Mm-hmm.
No, well, I had a hard time one time. I thought that Skeets when I was going there to host the headliner didn't show up. I said, "Oh, you know what? I ain't gonna even think about jokes. I'm gonna go up there because I freestyle a lot on stage." I said, "Okay, I'm gonna tell these 2 jokes I want to tell, and then I'm gonna do BBS, and then I'm gonna bring up the thing." So I'm like, "Okay, we're the headliner." He's like, "You the headliner, motherfucker." I said, "Oh shit!" So I went up there. I'm like, "Okay, let me put." I put all my hitters at the back, so I was just gonna kind of BS, but I didn't do any crowd work. It was rough. It was rough. It wouldn't. I don't know if I bombed. I don't think I did, but it was like, man, I was talking how I'm talking on here.
Mm-hmm.
So just imagine, I was talking about the issues of the day, and you know, they ain't no Jeff Bezos, they ain't all this other stuff I was saying. I'm like, oh man, let me tone it down. But to his point, I had somebody come up and cuss the crowd out before I got on stage. And like, well, fuck it. If you ain't gonna listen to me, maybe you listen to Big Rich. Big Rich, come on, talk to these niggas. It brought me on stage with that energy.
Yeah, that's terrible.
At a family reunion.
Oh yeah. Oh
yeah, that's how I put it.
Family reunion.
Set you up.
And they were talking sexual. It was like little kids there and everything. I was like, no, man. Like, you cussing is like grandmama and them here. So, you know, people get tight when black people don't like you cussing around their grandmama and them. You know, you really got to watch. You get away with some.
Know and understand that.
Yeah. But, I mean, it's certain things you can't say. You can say, you could drop the shit. You could chop damn.
Shit, I couldn't say lie.
But when you say F and, you know, PUSSY, that was really what it took the whole crowd up.
Yeah.
So it was, oh man,
understandable.
It was rough.
Understandable. But these are things you gotta know. But we got so much time, so we gotta get up out of here. Before we get up out of here, man, can y'all give us y'all information, man? You know, your social media, anything y'all got coming up real quick? Any shows?
My name is Roselle Lamar. You can find me on Facebook at Roselle Lamar on TikTok. 123 Big Row on Instagram. I got the Take That With You podcast and open mic comedy every Friday at 4629 West up 130th in Bel Air. That's every Friday starting at 8 o'clock. Podcast and 9 o'clock. We got open mic comedy. Come on through, y'all.
That's dope. Big Rich Green. I'm at Big Rich Comedy on all platforms. You don't have to change it up. Big Rich Comedy. Even my website, bigrichcomedy.com. I'll be at the Caramoo House on the 31st. I'll be for Father's Day weekend, y'all. Father's Day weekend. Come out to Silks, y'all. Saturday and Sunday. We got 2 shows Saturday and 1 on Sunday. We got my man Jake Staley from Columbia, South Carolina, and my girl Demetria George from Tampa, Florida, y'all. It's gonna be cooking. We cooking, y'all. So make sure y'all come out and see that. I will be starting up my new podcast, which will be hosted at Silks. I don't have a name for it yet, but y'all just gave me that fire to come back in and get it, y'all. Big Rich Comedy.
Hey, before we get up out of here, man, I just want to do another little shameful plug, man. Tomorrow, I will be hosting my first open mic, 8511 Madison Avenue, man. I've been grinding for a while. Got my first room. Please come out and show some support, man. When I scheduled this, I did not think about Memorial Day being a holiday. I was like, okay, the 1 Monday after this Monday. But I already promoted it. It's already on the flyer. So guess what? The show must go on, man.
The show must go on.
So, man, I just want y'all to come out, man. Show me some support, man. Like, yeah, man. I'm just trying to keep it pushing, man. And
congratulations.
Appreciate all.
You gotta take us about it here, man. I brought us in, man. Drop your cigarette.
My bad. I was going to say, man, me and Kev been doing this podcast with maybe about 5, 6 months, 4 months, whatever. But, man, we done had damn near every comedian in the city of Cleveland. We still have more coming up here, man. I just want to let y'all know this is a platform for all comedians, man. We rocking with y'all, man. And come holler at Kim and Quan, man, on Redline Radio.
For sure, yeah. This motherfucking party, wow,
Bro, this shit about to be going though.
like
I'm
hoes in there, fat
real
hoes, skinny hoes.
You know, I fuck with the fat hoes.
Hoes with
You know, I like my girl, baby, no,
I kind of like a lot of different things. It depends on how I feel and what I've been drinking.
yeah, you want them pre-boy ass niggas, bro.
Yeah, I don't like no pre. That's gay, man. You go in there, we
Bro, shut your bow wow looking ass the fuck up, bro.
Oh man, we
Hey, but for real though, you got it on, you know, we gotta stay safe, bro. You got it on.
man, because niggas talking shit like you, it ain't my friend, nigga. They get
Yeah.
busted. The blick.
Yeah, bro. That's a Glock 23 or Glock 43 or Glock 19.
Glock 23, man. GF5.
Yeah, GF5. Then how much a hold? 12, 13, or 15?
Man, we ain't gotta get into all that, man.
That bitch registered in your name? It's not stolen or anything.
No, it ain't stolen. It's first off the
You got some
stove.
CC does, bro?
I ain't got my
That bitch ain't got no bodies in that when you do it.
man, what?
Just wonder, bro. You gotta be safe out here, bro.
Man, that last question was weird to
I
wonder,
want to
man.
know, bro.
Everything, nah, man, everything's legit, man. It's first off the store, it's clean, yeah, man, clean, man, board of health type shit,
That bitch vaccinated?
man.
What? You take the Moderna or the Pfizer?
Man,
What the fuck you talking about, bro?
Man, I
I'm
don't
just
know
saying,
which-
bro. That shit fucked up about Betty White, bro.
yeah, man. I don't know.
Betty White died on New Year's Eve 2021. You don't find that suspicious, my nigga?
I don't know how to approach that. Man, you want to shoot this bitch when
Yeah, let
I'm
me
12 o'clock?
put the glove in because I don't know what y'all niggas be on, bro.
I don't be on
I'm not
that,
touching
man.
that illegal firearm, bro.
It's not illegal, man.
If I bust a bitch, bro, if the police pull up right now, bro, and I bust a bitch, you taking the charge, right?
What?
My nigga Kev, bro. Kevin Ford, right? Kevin Ford. Why you tapping me, bro?
Why you say my whole name
I don't
like
know.
3 times? Like, so you
Bro,
can
how
say it
long
loud
you
enough
know-
for the mic.
How long we been knowing each other, but I can't call you by your name, Kevin Ford, bro?
Man, get my gun back.
Man, I don't fuck with niggas like that, bro. Take this dirty ass pistol, bro. Y'all niggas be safe, man.
Hey.
Chill out.